of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomofe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debates, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, Hi, my name is Kofi Edudumfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudumfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated. Hi, my name is Kofi Edudumfe. I'm the news editor
of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. My name is Patricia Mabonsu. We are happy to know that you are watching us on TV, on Joy Prime and Joy Learning, on your multi-TV digital box, listening to us on radio, on Love 99.5 FM, and also following us on social media, specifically Facebook and YouTube. Today is the day that we are going to see the end of the preliminary stage of this competition. And just as we started with two competitions every day, today we are going to continue, and we'll continue with Contest 9 and Contest 10 of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. We're doing this in collaboration with the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, the Ghana Education Service, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, Christian Service University, Joy Prime, and Joy Learning. And of course, regards to all our sponsors, this is the 6th edition of the Love FM High Schools, President High Schools debate, I must say. Like I said, Contest 9 and Contest 10 is going to happen today, but we are starting off right now with Contest 9, and it's going to be between Konongo Odumase Senior High School and Serwaa Nyarko SHS. They are going to argue for and against the motion code. Corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high schools, unquote. Konongo Odumase is arguing for the motion, and Serwaa Nyarko is arguing against the motion. As we always do, yes, we are here to find out from them what we should expect from them even before the debate begins. And so for now, I'm going to invite my students and my patrons right now, and we're going to have a conversation with them. And I have this very handsome gentleman here to my left. You are?
My name is Ramsfeld JC, a student of Konongo Odumase Senior High School, and then today we are expecting our school to win because we have already won. The winning team is Konongo Odumase Senior High School. Thank you.
Okay, so let me speak to the patron also from Konongo Odumase. This very beautiful lady here is with us. You're live. Everybody is listening to you on Love 99.5 FM. Introduce yourself to us and let us know what we should expect from your school.
My name is Aisha, and I'm an English language teacher for Konongo Odumase Senior High School. We are here to send home the covetous prize for this 6th edition of the Love FM High School debate. In fact, we are taking home the trophy this time. So you should expect nothing but the best from us. Thank you.
Okay, let me move now to Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School. They are against the motion for today. You've heard what your colleagues have said. What do you want to share with us?
Okay, I'm Emanuela Serwaa Osei Tutu, a student of Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School. I am here to say that Konongo Odumase Senior High School should expect nothing but the best. Thank you.
Okay, let me go to the patron also now and see if he also agrees with her or otherwise.
Right, my name is Kwaman Junior Suman, a science teacher at Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School. I think our stand is a stand for the people and majority of the stakeholders. Corporal punishment is not coming back. And we believe this competition, as far as concerned, we are going one step at a time, and then if we win today, we come back next time.
Well, talking of if they win today, they will be joining the likes of Adventist Senior High School, Upon Memorial, Anglican SHS, Kumasi, Osei Tutu, St. Hubert Seminary, Opokuwari School, and St. Louis to the main stage of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate, which has entered its 6th edition. But for now, remember the hashtag we are using on social media is LUVFMHSD. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm crossing over to the auditorium where David Akwete is on standby for us to begin.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia Amabunso. Please put your hands together for her. She indeed deserves a round of applause. Welcome to day 5. Welcome to contest 6. That is the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. If you're excited to be in this beautiful auditorium made available for us by the Christian Service University, put your hands together, make some noise, showing appreciation, saying thank you to the Christian Service University for allowing us to use this beautiful auditorium. Now let's also show some love for the Ashanti Regional SRC. Put your hands together for them. The GES Ashanti, and of course, the Conference of Heads of Assistant Secondary Schools, known as CHAS. Put your hands together for them, please. We're live on radio, and I'm talking about the only radio in Ghana, the best radio, of course, Love 99.5 FM. Show some love for the listeners on Love 99.5 FM. We're equally live on television, Joy Learning and Joy Prime. And of course, we're live on our many social media handles, including YouTube and of course on Facebook. Now, for those of you joining us on Facebook, you know we want you to be interactive with us. All we expect of you is to like our page, share it, and of course, drop comments telling us which of the schools you think is going to be carrying the day. And of course, we'll be making it to the next stage of the competition, which will be the round of 16. Ladies and gentlemen, we are assembled here, and courtesy our main sponsor, Pepsodent, we welcome you. At this point in time, let me take this opportunity to run you through some of our very key sponsors that we are proud to be part of as we witness the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. First of all, many thanks to Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. Now, every time we eat, trust me, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum diseases, and sometimes foul breath. I know none of us would want to have foul breath. It is bad. So for your information, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Now, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter comes in a very affordable 175 gram. That is a big size for the family. 120 gram, that is a Jakwa, pack. 65 gram, and of course the 12 gram that comes in sachet. The Ghana Dental Association, for your information, recommends Pepsodent. Pepsodent allows you to talk to a dentist for free. You can call toll-free 0800 161 000. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Let's also say a very big thank you to the Jackson University College. Now, do you desire to work or study abroad? Are you worried about the best place to receive tuition for your IELTS in Ghana? Then the Jackson Institute of Innovation and Leadership, we call it JIL, is here to help. Now, JIL, in collaboration with the British Council, IELTS, and IDP, presents a golden opportunity for SHS leavers, university graduates, and professionals to register and study IELTS. Now, our course options include the IELTS Academic, the IELTS General, and Life Skills. Now, we have in-person and online class options, so enroll today. Now, for your children aged between 5 and 15 who are fluent in French or wish to learn French, Jill has an amazing package for them to study in Quebec, Canada. And of course, the rates are very unbeatable, very affordable. They will also assist with all necessary travel documentation. How many of you can speak French? Tu comprends français? Patricia, tu comprends français?
Oui.
Bon.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Moi, je m'appelle David Akwete.
Oh, bon, c'est bon.
Merci, merci. Well, let's talk about Bigo. Now, everywhere make hot. Baby are a shit, but still man for enjoy. Boys, girls, mommies, and daddies listening to us this afternoon. For your parties, for your funerals, for your family day outs, and of course, for any other social gathering, grab your favorite Bigo drink. Bigo comes in cola, grape, orange, coconut, pineapple, apple, lemon, and cocktail flavors. Get a chilled, affordable bottle of Bigo today at any supermarket or in traffic. Bigo is another quality product from Trillium Industrial Company Limited. Bigo, big, refreshing moments. We'll be serving you some Bigo this afternoon, so don't worry. When we talk about milk, Cowbell is the best milk on the market. It contains vitamins A, C, D, E, and K, which is our unique secret essential nutritional formula that nourishes minds, bodies, and dreams of growing champions and the whole family. Cowbell is high in protein and calcium. Now, we have something for everyone, and they come in coffee, strawberry, choco, banana, mocha, and of course, coconut flavors. Enjoy the finest taste in milk. Cowbell is our milk. The Christian Service University, this beautiful auditorium where we are, is where the Christian Service University is. And they are admitting students for the 2024-2025 academic year. Now, undergraduate and master's programs are offered at CSU with morning, evening, and weekend schedules for all students. CSU offers half scholarship for prospective students with an aggregate of 6 to 15. You can find CSU at Star Junction at Santasi here in Kumasi. CSU Faith Scholarship Integrity. Now, I have more information to share, but it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from my lieutenant for the afternoon, Patricia Amabunsu.
Sure, David. And of course, after you are done from school, you would need money to attend either CSU or Jackson University College. And definitely that comes with money. How many of us here have bank accounts? Show by hands, please. Oh, okay. So I think I have good news for you. And the good news is that when you go back home, tell mommy and daddy to open an account for you at Otia Sekai Rob Bank. Please clap for them. They have brought something amazing to support your education. And once again, Otia Sekai also floating shares for just 50 pesos. All you need is 100 shares, and that 100 shares will cost you 50 Ghana cedis. So you can tell mommy and daddy to actually also buy shares for you, so that by the time you get to the university, it would have matured. And the thing is that it yields very high results, okay? So please pass that information on when you go back home. You can also tell mommy and daddy to go to Otia Sekai for their funeral, group, fast track, agricultural, and also every other loan that they want, because they also offer affordable interest rates. Locate Otia Sekai at Kofiase, Mampon, Ejra, Sepe, Abofo, and Kenkenso, and also Dr. Mensah. We'd like to also say thank you to Dynamis Plus, which is providing our schools, our churches, our hospitals, our mosques, and other institutions with quality PVC interior and exterior security doors, waterproof doors, and fireproof doors that can actually withstand fire for up to 2 hours. Now, you can also build and enchant your cherished spaces with our quality, customized, beautiful, and original furniture coming all the way from Turkey. Dynamis Plus, we are the only company that gives you real value for money. And I would also like to say thank you to Tradewinds Chemists. I know as students, we are very stubborn at a point. When we are told to bring mosquito nets to school, we do not. Please show by hands how many of us use mosquito net. Just be very honest. 50 cedis for that person. Okay, so I just got 2 hands. Anyway, so those of you who are refusing to sleep in mosquito net, if per chance you get any mosquito bite and you test positive for malaria, I am introducing and recommending Traumatem for you. Traumatem is a product from Tradewinds Chemists, and it's an artemisinin-based combination product, which means it contains artemether and lumefantrine. It's very affordable. You can find it in any pharmacy shop or chemical shop nationwide, and of course, it's a 6-dose full course. So please, when you get to 3 days and you are still fine, complete the whole 6 full course treatment. It is very, very important. But if symptoms do persist after 3 days, kindly consult your doctor. And still on board with us, the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate is New Generation Investment Services. They offer managed investment, assist with our pension planning, and manage our Tier 2 and Tier 3 like never before. Secure your future today with our Nidaso Mutual Fund, NGIS Money Market, and also our private funds. Talk to our seasoned advisors today, and we will make sure that your investment goals and aspirations are reached. The Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, have all licensed NGIS. NGIS, we say, achieving excellent results on your investment. And before I hand over to David again, we'd like to say thank you to DBS Industries, your reputable name in quality roofing in the whole country. And please, if you are thinking about getting our alusing, please go for it, because whether you are an existing customer or a new one, you get to enjoy huge discounts on all our alusing roofing sheets. DBS, we say what roofing papa fie. David, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia. I think she deserves a round of applause again, doesn't she? Show her some love for me. For those of you who are listening to us on radio, maybe you just turned on your radio, maybe you just turned on your television, you're hooked on to Joy Prime or Joy Learning, and you're asking yourself and wondering what is happening. Well, the 9th contest in the 2024 edition of the Love FM President High School Debate is about to come your way. The 9th contest, ladies and gentlemen, will be between Konongo Odumase Senior High School, and I would like to start at this point in time. Enuanom. Konongo Odumase Senior High School there for you. They'll be pitching their strength against Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School. Thanks. Royal ladies. Okay. Put your hands together for them. I think they deserve a round of applause. I love the way they waved a while ago. Now, because the contest will be coming up your way in a bit, we have our panel of judges available. They're already seated and more than ready to listen to the debaters and score accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you our 3 judges, and I'm always excited when we have 2 against 1. That is to say, when we have the ladies in majority. And this afternoon, there's only 1 gentleman amongst 2 ladies as the judge or judges. First of all, let me introduce to you Dr. Lucy Bonku. She has a nickname, Mama Lou. Say Mama Lou. Let it be bass in your voice, Mama Lou. Nice one. So Dr. Lucy Bonku is a senior lecturer with the Department of Liberal Studies, Kumasi Technical University. For your information, she's taught for over 30 years in literature and English language, as well as communication skills. She's here this afternoon as one of our judges. Show her some love. Next, I'd like to introduce to you another judge who is here with us this afternoon. She's also very fine and very sharp and intelligent as well. She is a principal teacher with the KNUSC Primary School. Her name is Mrs. Beatrice Akosia Andrews. Show her some love for me as well. The third and final judge this afternoon, he also happens to be our lead judge. He's a former head of Department of English, former head of Department of Languages, and of course communication at the KNUSC. Ladies and gentlemen, the name is Dr. Peter Arthur. Show him some love for me as well. Now, because he's a lead judge, I would like to ask him to mount the podium, grab a microphone, and run us through the rules of engagement. This especially goes out to the debaters. Listen attentively to all the rules that he'll be sharing with you, because that is what we're going to be basing the scores on. If you do anything contrary to that, don't blame me. So as he mounts the podium to address us, show him some love with a round of applause. Dr. Peter Arthur.
Thank you, Dave. Madam Chair, and with your permission, I go straight to how the judges do their business. The whole exercise is divided into 5. We have organization and clarity, given and development, effective use of rebuttal, presentation style, rule as a debater. Now, with organization and clarity, we are talking about the way you start, you develop your points, and then you conclude. In addition to that, we are expecting certain rhetorics from you. Your ability to link ideas together, your ability to walk the listener through your thinking process. And then you have to also know the kind of pattern that you are using, whether it's got to do with cause and effect, it's got to do with process analysis, or it's got to do with, let's say, compare and contrast and all that. You must be on top of that game to be able to present the way it must be presented. And for the first speaker, we are having 15 marks for that. And second speaker, we have 10 marks for that. And then the third speaker, we have 5 marks for that. Then we go to arguments and development. We look at how you raise your point, how you develop, and how you conclude. In other words, there must be a natural flow from how you raise to how you develop to your conclusion. And your conclusion must have that type of matching with everything that you have said. The first speaker is having 15 marks, and the second speaker is having 10 marks, and then the summary is carrying 5 marks. Effective use of rebuttal, your ability to identify the thinking error of your opponent, and then how you analyze the error, and then how you turn things in your favor. Now, sometimes somebody can come here and do what we call preemptive rebuttal. That is when you think that your opponent is likely to say something. It's very good. But when you do that, it's counted as part of the development of your point. Okay, now, what counts as a rebuttal is called responsive rebuttal. That somebody said something, you identify something with it, and you are addressing what the person said. So here too, it's the second speaker who's got 10 marks, and then we have summary. On the whole, we have 15 marks for that. Then we have presentation style. We are talking about the tone of your voice. We are talking about your gestures, your body language, and all that, and the level of confidence, enthusiasm. Here, please note that we do not entertain antics. You know, the way some of you will come and my debate and that sort of thing. Be natural. Speak naturally. You know, don't come with antics and theatricals over here. You understand? And that's one, too. And then we are also talking about those who like recitation. You go and chew your text, and then you come and pour over here. Now, you see, those people, they have the tendency of speaking very fast. In the process, we don't hear anything. We don't like that. Be natural. So the first speaker is taking 8 marks for that. Second speaker, 5. And then the summary is going for 2. Role as a particular debater. The first debater, powerful. The second speaker is only a supporter. That is what we are talking about. The first speaker is taking 5. Second speaker is taking 3. And then the summary, that's got to do with 2. Now let's go to the rules. The principal speaker on the affirmative team presents argument in support of the motion. 10 minutes for that. And then the principal speaker on the opposing team presents argument opposing the resolution. 10 minutes for that. And then the second speaker on the affirmative team presents further arguments in support of the resolution, identifies areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the opposition speaker. 7 minutes for that. And then the second speaker on the opposing team presents further arguments against resolution, identifies further areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the previous affirmative speaker. 7 minutes for that. And then the principal speaker on the affirmative team comes with closing statement to their argument without adding any information, and also use the opportunity to respond to rebuttals, if any. 5 minutes for that. Then the principal speaker on the opposing team comes with closing statements to their argument without adding any new information. Again, without adding any new information. And also uses the opportunity to respond to the rebuttal if necessary. 5 minutes for that. Now note this. There cannot be any interruption. Speakers must wait for their turn. And all principal speakers, either on the affirmative team or opposing team, should raise only 5 points or less. And all supporting speakers, either on the affirmative team or opposing team, should raise only 3 points or less. All supporting speakers, either on the affirmative team or opposing team, should also note that they have to be very audible. All the speakers, you have to be audible and ensure clarity. There are other external rules. Let's go through them. He who asserts must prove. In order to establish an assertion, the team must support it with enough facts and evidence. Facts and evidence must be accurate. Example of visual materials are permissible, and once introduced, they become available for the opponent's use if desired. Tangible evidence must be tendered as exhibits for fact support. In rebuttals, the debater rebutting may ask any constructive and clear question that has a direct bearing on the point raised. The one rebutting must confine him or herself to questions and not make statements, comments, or ask rhetorical questions. Supporters from both sides are to exercise discipline, not to induce, frustrate, intimidate debaters in any form. Failure would attract deduction of marks from their team. And then all debaters must ensure clarity in their argument. Debaters must respect time. If you are bailed out, you must end your presentation, else marks will be deducted. Note, majority decision or score results from the judges carries the day. The score and the results from one judge cannot overturn that of two judges. And in an event of a tie, schools will be given a motion to contest once again within 2 days. Reporting time for the contest is 12 p.m. each day. Failure to abide will lead to disqualification of the said school. All issues or concerns should be addressed to the producers of the program or events and not the judges. Thank you.
But like I also say, you can do better with the applause. Put your hands together for our lead judge, Dr. Peter Arthur. Thank you very much. To our audience on television, on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, we say thank you very much. We salute you. We love you. To those of you listening to us on radio, on Love 99.5, we salute you as well. We say thank you very much for your time. Those of you with us on Facebook and, of course, YouTube, we love you as well. In about 3 or so minutes, the 9th contest in the 2024 edition of the Love FM President High School Debate will begin. So during his presentation to us and telling us about the rules of engagement, if you listened carefully, he mentioned that, well, if you are bailed out, you ought to stop speaking as a debater, because if you keep going on, marks will be deducted. Now, we know that we've given the principal speaker 10 minutes, the supporting speaker 7 minutes, and then the concluding speakers will have 5 minutes each. Now, we know that you'll be concentrating on the debate. Your attention will not necessarily be on your watches or the time. So, like you debaters call, we have an accurate timekeeper in our midst. His name is King Davis. Now, he is here to assist all the debaters. So, if you have 3 minutes to go on your time, this is what you will hear. And if your time is entirely up, he will let you by. At that point, you ought to stop debating. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our ambassador for the Love FM President High School Debate with us. She's also the chairperson for the debate, Mrs. Theodosia Jackson, and she's the co-founder and the principal of the Jackson College of Education, which of course is part of the Jackson Educational Complex, which was founded in 2009. Now, she has over 56 years of education experience in various capacities within the public sector as a teacher. She's a former head teacher of several schools, including Kumasi High School in the 80s, and also the foundation head teacher of KNUC Junior High School. She's still going strong in the private sector after her retirement some 6 years ago with the Jackson University College. Show her some love for me with a round of applause. There she is, our chair. Enrianum. 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 Please stand. And these are students from Konongo Odumase Senior High School. They are here this afternoon to support their debaters. I'll be telling you about the debaters in a bit. But in showing their support, they'll be applauding, they'll be praying, and they're about to sing their school anthem. Eja Collins, are you ready? He said he is. Students from Konongo Odumase Senior High School, are you ready? So follow my lead on 3. If you are ready, 1, 2, go. They sang it with pride, they sang it with joy. Students of Konongo Odumase Senior High School, of course, they are called singing the school anthem. At this point in time, with a round of applause and some noise making, let's welcome their debaters. Ayim Bisa Sylvester, Anand Principal Speaker, and Osei Gloria Kunedu, the supporting speaker. Enrianum. Omebenu. Thanks. Let me try one more time. Thanks. Royal ladies. Royal ladies. Please stand. And these are students from Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School. They're also in this beautiful auditorium at the Christian Service University. They're here to witness and to support their debaters. So as they're standing, we'll be expecting them or asking them to sing for us the school anthem. And so if they are ready, Collins, are we good to go? He says we are good to go. So follow Collins' lead. When your school anthem starts rolling, they sing along. Sing with pride, sing with joy, sing beaming with smiles, because it energizes and encourages your debaters. Are you ready? Serwaa Nyarko ladies, are you ready? Yes. Which one do you prefer, the Serwaa Nyarko ladies or the Royal ladies? Royal ladies. So Royal ladies, are you ready? Yes. On 3, 1, 2, go. Thanks, Royal ladies. All right, so I enjoyed both anthems, and I'm sure that those in this auditorium and at home enjoyed the anthem as well. Put your hands together for them. Having enjoyed your anthems, we hope that we'll also enjoy the debate as well. So ladies and gentlemen, let's show some love for debaters for Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School, Phoebe, Abigail, and Osei Bonsu, Emanuela. Oh, you can do better with the applause. And if you don't mind, make some noise as well. It's allowed. It's permissible right now. Now, the motion for this afternoon is corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high school. Did you miss it? Did you get it? Okay. Corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high school. Konongo Odumase Senior High School, they are for the motion. Serwaa Nyarko, they are against the motion. Madam Chairperson, can we start the competition? She says yes. So at this point in time, Kos, principal debater, is about to mount the podium, grab the microphone, and start the debate. Show him some love.
The outstanding chairperson, bold and impartial jury, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful day to you all. Representing Konongo Odumase Senior High School, I am Sylvester Anam Aimbisa, the principal speaker, speaking for the motion on board quotes. corporal punishment should be brought back in our senior high schools, unquote. Being the first person to speak on this motion, it remains my duty to demystify certain key terms used in the motion for the better understanding of all and sundry. Corporal punishment, according to wikipedia.com, is any form of physical punishment inflicted for disciplinary purposes. Brought back means to be reintroduced. All in all, the motion seeks to put across that any form of physical punishment intended to be used for disciplinary purposes should be revised, reviewed, and be reintroduced into our senior high schools. And this is what my supporting speaker and I wholeheartedly affirm. The House, as we gather here today, at the crossroad of our historical educational journey, I ask, 1, what is the true cost of our reluctance to discipline our students of the senior high school? And 2, is this the gradual erosion of respect for authority, the continuous mediocrity, and the sacrifice of our children's future on the altar of leniency? Allow me to make it clear that students of Konongo Odumase Senior High School do not condone the use of violence or punishing students. All we are after is the total restoration of discipline and order in our schools. The Chair, can we truly claim as a nation that we are preparing our children for success if we fail to teach them the consequences of their actions and the value of responsibility? My opponents, are you ready to gamble the future of our children, all in the name of discomfort and fear of discipline? I hope not. My first point for today is that corporal punishment should be reintroduced into our senior high schools because it is a religious necessity. The 3 main religions in Ghana, that is the Christian religion, the Islamic religion, and the traditional religion, all approve the use of corporal punishment. And not only do they approve the use of corporal punishment, but also instruct us to use it as a disciplinary way. Looking at the names of my opponents, it is clear that both of them are Christians. So I do not get why they are here, trying to oppose what their religion and our doctrines is telling. The Bible makes it clear in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 13, and I quote, "Do not withhold discipline from your child. If you beat him with a rod, he will not die," unquote. The House, the Bible knows very well that the use of corporal punishment will not harm or kill anyone, but only deter and reform others. In the same way, in our Islamic setting, Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, made it clear, and I quote, "Command your children at the ages of 7 to pray and beat them for it if they refuse when they are 10 years old," unquote. The House, these religions make it clear and known to us that the use of corporal punishment is accepted when necessary. In the same way, in our traditional settings, in the numerous folk tales, folklores, myths, legends, and the plenty proverbs that we know, corporal punishment is the right way forward. So I do not get why these royal ladies, if they did say they care, are opposing the use of corporal punishment as a disciplinary purpose. My second point for today is that corporal punishment will serve as a deterrent to other students. No one would like to undergo a certain punishment or pain that they have seen their colleague undergo twice. There is an Akan adage that goes, and I quote, "Se okoto se oyonko abori se eshia, usense yosu unquote." This means that people become cautious of the actions that they are about to perform if they know the consequences of it. The House, not only does corporal punishment deter others, it also reforms the culprit himself. There is an Akan adage that goes, and I quote, "Okwasiegia intiasum prenu," unquote. This means that even fools, excuse my language, do not want to undergo the same pain or punishment twice. How much more we students, as knowledgeable, as diplomatic as we are? The House, the use of corporal punishment in our senior high schools is going to reduce the rate of offenses in our schools, thereby discipline will prevail. In case you didn't know, the students who are not punished for their wrong actions are the same ones who grow to come and rob us at gunpoint and knife points. These are the same students who grow to cultivate human body parts for money rituals. My opponents and royal ladies, do you want our country to find itself in such a situation in the near future? I hope not. My third argument for today is that the ban of corporal punishment has led to the rise in hooliganism and vandalism. What is hooliganism and what is vandalism? Hooliganism is an unruly or aggressive behavior by troublemakers. Vandalism, on the other hand, is the discriminate damage and destruction of property. The House, due to the ban of corporal punishment in the past years, the cases of hooliganism and vandalism has been on the rise like never before. various news reportage, and the various media outlets say it all. According to myjoyonline.com, on 17th August 2022, 3 students of Opokuwari Senior High School were arrested for robbery. House. If corporal punishment was to be used in our schools, these students' bad behavior would have been tamed and would not have escalated to get to the extent that it got into. As if that was not enough, in September 2021, according to ghpage.com, students of Osei Tutu Senior High School were reported to have cut down the plantation of their assistant headmaster, the house. These students were angry because their assistant headmaster prevented them from engaging in examination malpractices. If corporal punishment was have to be in a distance, these students would have been forced to learn and would not, I repeat, would not wait for any form of external help in their final exam. So my opponents, I do not get why you are here trying to define the motion. Cases of hooliganism and vandalism within the past 5 years include 1. 39 students of Krobia Asante Vocational and Technical Institute arrested for violent demonstration, and this was in 2022. 2, 4 students of Efujasi Senior High School arrested for gang raping a Form 1 girl. See how despicable this is. 3, 5 students of T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School, Gumwa, were arrested for stabbing 12 Form 2 students in their school, and this was in 2021. Last but not the least, in my own school in 2021, 5 boys were arrested for stabbing 1 Form 1 boy. The house. See how bad and sickening this is, and this is all as a result of the absence of corporal punishment. Yes, we agree to the fact that there might have been some series of demonstrations used at the days of corporal punishment, but all that we seek to draw the house's attention to is that the rate at which demonstration in our senior high school is prevailing nowadays is on the rise and on the spate like never before. My 4th assertion for today is that administering corporal punishment is an effective use of contact hours. Unlike other forms of punishments like detention, where teachers have to use precious hours of their teaching time to supervise punishment, corporal punishment makes it important and creates room or more time for teachers to educate, support, and motivate their students into doing good things. The house. I know my opponent might be itching to come to this podium to tell us that a teacher using corporal punishment on a student or caning the student is an infringement upon their rights. But all of us gathered here know that the highest degree of child rights abuse is the denial of education or preventing a child to learn. And this is exactly what the other forms of punishments like suspension, dismissal, and demonetization does. These forms of punishment deny these students of hours of lessons. The house. Why should a teacher throw a student out when he or she wrongs? Will the teacher go back and then teach him what he has taught the whole class? Or is he going to stop teaching the whole class and go and supervise the punishment? No. According to GES rules, teachers have to supervise any form of punishment they give to students. The house. Do our teachers have time for this supervision? And even if they do, this same time can be accumulated to be used to complete series of topics, and this is going to help these same students in the long run. My last assertion for today is that corporal punishment ensures discipline in students' behavior. The chair, honorable panel, how was discipline back in your day when corporal punishment was dominant? It was the best, right? Yes, because discipline in our era and discipline in your era are completely opposite things. They are antonyms. The house. Recently, an 18-year-old student of Adamasi Senior High School was imprisoned for 15 years for robbing his teacher with a knife. Various reports show that these students invaded into his female teacher's house and then stole over 500 Ghana cedis, a mobile phone worth over 700 Ghana cedis, and other valuable items. The house. My opponent, this is all as a result of the absence of corporal punishment to deter these students and then tame their negative behavior. As if that was not enough, let's take what happened at China Senior High School as a case study. When 8 students gathered the guts, had the air fondue to rise onto the internet to use on principle and death-defying words on the president of Ghana. Let's take this video as a case study. So you see, due to the absence of corporal punishment, these students had the guts to use certain defined words on our president. The house. With the introduction of corporal punishment, with the reintroduction of corporal punishment, all these acts will be a thing of the past. Before I take my seat, permit me to assert that my supporting speaker and I do not stand against the fact that corporal punishment might be having some flaws. That is why we are calling for the reintroduction. Thank you.
House, my opponent made mention of corporal punishment instilling discipline. Rebuttals. While corporal punishment in the House may instill immediate compliance, it does so through fear rather than genuine respect and understanding. Research shows that nonviolent disciplinary methods are more effective in fostering self-discipline and intrinsic motivation. Again, in the House, my opponent said corporal punishment is a quick deterrent. Quick rebuttals. Quick fixes often fail to address the root causes of behavior. Corporal punishment may deter misbehavior temporarily, but it does not teach students to understand the correct their actions. Long-term behavior change requires consistent, positive reinforcement and education. On the biblical reference, I quote, spare the rod and spoil the child, unquote. This scripture simply means that when a child does something wrong, put him or her at the right path rather than to use a physical rod. The Ghana Education Service in the year 2017 officially banned all forms of corporal punishment in schools as part of efforts aimed at promoting a safe and protective learning environment. Impartial panel of judges, our great timekeeper, court debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. The bowl of contention before the House today is, and I quote, corporal punishment should be brought back in senior high schools, unquote. My name is Abigail Phoebe, the principal speaker speaking against the motion on board. The House, corporal punishment against children is generally defined as the use of physical force as means of discipline or punishment with the intention of causing pain or discomfort. Corporal punishment include spanking, smacking, hitting, slapping, kneeling, and many more. The House, I know it might be difficult for me to call my opponent on this motion because corporal punishment is based on culture-centric and religion-centric, as they said. Culturally, we all think the best way to train a child is by inflicting pain, which is not so. When it comes to religion, the Bible, for instance, instructs in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24, and I quote, spare the rod and spoil the child, unquote. However, the House, no matter how long this has been in practice, corporal punishment should not be the only way to instill discipline in students. To my first point in the House, corporal punishment leads to physical and psychological harm. A research which was done by Covell and Becker shows that 22% of students suffer from internal bleeding and permanent scarring, which is so bad. The House, let's focus on the psychological aspect. Corporal punishment can lead to a long-lasting trauma. When students are subjected to physical punishment, it instills fear rather than discipline. This fear can manifest in various forms like anxiety, depression, and lack of self-esteem. This negative psychological effect makes it difficult for students to learn and develop healthily. Again, the House, let's focus on the physical aspect as well. Corporal punishment does not only instill fear, but rather it gives a permanent scar or mark to the individual. The House, an SHS student was beaten just because he went out to fetch water. This is what my opponents are telling us to bring back to our senior high schools, which is not good. Am I right? The House, corporal punishment, again, affects the academics of students. Positive teacher-student relationship is essential for effective teaching and learning. Corporal punishment damages this cordial relationship between students and teachers and therefore creates an atmosphere of fear and resentment. To this, it makes students difficult to engage themselves in class activities, ask questions, or even seek for help from teachers when needed. And this affects their academics negatively. In addition to this, corporal punishment leads to absenteeism and school dropout. This shows that corporal punishment affects on students' attendance because a student will choose to stay in the house rather than to come to school and be caned or be allowed to wait around the school compound. A research which was done by Danvers and Scully shows that a lot of students are afraid of corporal punishment, most especially when it comes to caning. And due to this, they drop out of schools completely. In addition to this research, a study conducted by Kwanzaa and others on the perception of teachers on the ban of corporal punishment at the Northern School of Business found out that truancy is also another major consequence of corporal punishment. Truant students drop out of school completely and regularly absent themselves from school due to corporal punishment. Hence, the House, corporal punishment should not be brought back in senior high schools. Lastly, the chair, as my opponent said, I will be saying, and I will say it, corporal punishment infringes on the right of students. Besides, every student has the right to be treated with respect and dignity to ensure their development. Due to this, we have laws that are jealously protecting the right and dignity of children. for that matter, students in senior high schools. For instance, Article 19 of the International Conventions on the Rights of Children state that, and I quote, state parties shall take measures to ensure that school discipline is administered in a manner which is consistent to the child's human dignity. Unquote. Ghana is a signatory to these international conventions of the rights of children. The House, again, Article 28.3 of the 1992 Constitution says to its effect that no child shall be subjected to any form of torture or any other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. The House, corporal punishment is a degrading treatment just like the female genital mutilation, which infringes on the rights of children and destroys their dignity. So the House, if our country, Ghana, was bold enough to abolish female genital mutilation, so shall we be bold enough and rise up and say never and ever to the reintroduction of corporal punishment. Gracias.
If saying the truth is a crime, then my principal speaker and I plead guilty of first-degree felony because we are here to say the truth. Greetings to the ever-wise chair, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, all protocols duly observed. I bear the name Glorious Konedu, representing Konongo Odumase Senior High, and the supporting speaker speaking for the motion. Quote and unquote, corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high schools. Looking at the decent job done by my able principal speaker, I would like to lay down my highly incontestable argument for the whole House to rally with our side. The House, first, we are saying that corporal punishment should be brought back in senior high schools to ensure the nurturing of more responsible citizens. There is a saying in Akan, and I quote, which means as we, students, we need to be disciplined corporally in order to become responsible for us, for our own country. What do we see today? There have been a lot of individuals after completing senior high schools who turn into mediocres and find it difficult to work under highly institutions because they are not well enough to be able to produce whatever that they are supposed to be. We all seated here are having the notion that after completing senior high, it's either we further to the tertiary or get ready for the job market. But in the case we are not corporally punished in our various schools, we would end up transferring these same unethical behaviors to those institutions, which might retard productivity. One may even get fired as a result of it, because it is not good for a person. My opponent, and why would you collaborate with GES to opine this, that they shouldn't bring it back? The House, hashtag bring back corporal punishment. The chair, the House. Secondly, bringing back corporal punishment will make recalcitrant and stubborn students submit to authority, both in schools and at home, because they fear that if they do not do the right thing at the right time, they will face the good side of corporal punishment. Nowadays, students disregard the authority of their teachers and use their own force on the teachers themselves. No wonder there have been countless instances whereby teachers find themselves wanting under the hands of their own students. An incident that happened at Ketu municipality, of which a student, an SHS student, stabbed his own teacher for unnecessary reason. My opponent, if that teacher was to be your relative, would you be itching to opine that corporal punishment should not be brought back? I leave that to you. My dear teachers out here, you can testify to the fact that teaching deviant students are the most challenging to teach. Not only that, they show little sign of motivation to learn and even perform poor in academics. If parents are to spare the rod in their various homes and send their child to the various schools, it becomes the sole responsibility of the school to instill discipline. But if the school and the parents fail to punish the child corporally, he or she may turn out to face the harsh consequences of their inactions later in life. Without the use of corporal punishment, students may go wild. Teachers who were reversed some years back are now used as rags in the sight of students. Students that deserve nothing. There have been countless instances whereby we find students challenging or struggling with their own teachers who are imparting knowledge in them. Some go to the extent of slapping or plotting evil against their own teachers. Bringing back corporal punishment will check all these. Thirdly, the House. Corporal punishment enhances the academic performance of students. With the assistance of corporal punishment, students will study like something. Back in the days of class 10, hot mental, students' mind were ever ready to give sassy responses to their teachers. Unlike today, students will have the say, the teachers can't do me anything, I'm not doing my homework, I will skip class activities and the likes. These are all happen in the ban of corporal punishment. To bring back corporal punishment, it will ensure and check all of these. The House, there have been teachers who showed their disapproval on the ban of corporal punishment indicated that they find it too difficult to make students get married to their books to yield positive results. Bringing back corporal punishment will make students learn and give out positive results like those that was recorded years back. The House, now rebuttals. Please permit me to opine some assertions raised by my opponent. 1. My opponent asserted that corporal punishment triggers harmful psychological responses. The House, this is quite interesting. There are a number of students who are having psychological issues, though there are various alternatives for corporal punishment, but they seem not to be working enough. Then I doubt why there have been lots of suicidal issues in various secondary schools. Point 2, my opponent also asserted that corporal punishment creates fear within students. From the latest study from my biology tutor, I thought that mammalian processes as part of us, sensitivity is part. So if one is sensitive to the cane, same as one is sensitive even crossing road, watching horror movies and the likes, I should not blame this on corporal punishment as a matter of fact to cause fear on an individual. The House, my opponent also asserted that corporal punishment has resulted in the absenteeisms of students. Oh, my opponent, though we are not using corporal punishment, we find students who absent themselves from class activities. Oh, my opponent, and haven't you been seeing this even in your own school, Serwaa Nyarko? During the years back, you were found scaling school walls, which corporal punishment was effective, and you are here to argue with us. The House, my opponent also asserted that corporal punishment may leave scar on an individual. Per the picture they showed on the screen, that was an assault. If corporal punishment is to go beyond its extreme limit, it becomes an assault, which is with the intention to harm and not to discipline. The House, the velocity of my opponent's assertion is at rest and does not have power to overcome doubt. But it is without doubt that bringing back corporal punishment is effective. And the House, I urge you all to rally behind my principal speaker and I to affirm the motion that corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high schools. Thank you.
House, my opponent said that the highest degree of abusing a child is denying the child right of education, etc. But if corporal punishment is not the highest, it is still part of it. The House panel of judges, countries where students are not being caned, punished, or beaten, they have gotten to the moon, and we have been caning students in this country for over 60 years. Where have we gotten to? These are the words of Dr. Yao Educhim, Ghana's education minister. The House, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. My name is Emmanuel Serwaa Nyarko, the subordinate speaker against the motion, which I quote, corporal punishment should be brought back in senior high schools, unquote. The House, I agree with my principal speaker against the reinstatement of corporal punishment in our senior high schools. That is why I am here to further elaborate additional points to strengthen our stance. 1, corporal punishment promotes violence. Corporal punishment perpetuates a cycle of violence. How? When students are subjected to physical punishment, they learn to associate violence with authority and conflict resolution. This can go a long way to increase aggression and other violent behaviors in students. This also paints a picture in the minds of students that before you get what you want, you are supposed to apply physical force or violence. A study by the NGO and End Violence Against Children in their publications on the topic corporal punishment associated corporal punishment with increased aggression in children. All 27 studies on this topic included the 2002 meta-analysis found an association, and this association was confirmed by the 2016 meta-analysis. the house, by reintroducing corporal punishment in our senior high schools, we risk fostering a culture of violence among students, not only in our educational environment, but we should be reminded that a tadpole, if it is not killed, it will definitely grow into a frog. So therefore, if we don't curb this, it will get into the larger societies, and that is our country, and then cause high crime wave and violent behaviors in the country. The house, point number 2. Should we resort to corporal punishment as the only way of instilling discipline in students? The house, we are here to suggest other ways of instilling discipline in students rather than the glorified corporal punishment. 1, corporal punishment. 1, guidance and counseling. The role guidance and counseling plays in instilling discipline in students can never and ever be underestimated, because through corporal punishment, an individual gets to realize the wrongfulness of his or her behavior. 2, parent-child interaction therapy. How is this done? When a child does something bad in the school, the authorities of this school invite the parents of this child to the school to jojo with the authorities of the school to find better ways to help this child rather than subjecting the same child to physical punishments like kneeling, slapping, spanking, and many more. The house, there is no need to cane a child if he or she fails an examination. We know that's all what happens in our senior high schools today. A teacher may say, wrong, 32 canes, below 60, you are dead and gone. The house, this alone poses lots of fear and resentment in the heart, but the mind, soul of these students. And now they can't even concentrate. The house, if this alone is the reason or the effect of corporal punishment, then I think that corporal punishment should never be resorted to at all. Madame Yakusi, a former Montessori school teacher, in his statement, said that corporal punishment is not a magic wand to take away or to eradicate indisciplinary acts from students. The house, if that were the case, the students from the Montessori school would have been the worst and undisciplined youth in the country. The ever vice chairperson, panel of judges, our great timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I am still firm that corporal punishment should never and ever be brought back in senior high schools. Merci.
The outstanding chairperson, bold and impartial jury. My second coming here is to give a decent summary of the points raised by my able supporting speaker and I, as we argued for the motion quote. Corporal punishment should be brought back in our senior high schools, unquote. We contended that 1, corporal punishment is a religious necessity. 2, corporal punishment deters other students from misbehaving. 3, the ban of corporal punishment has led to the increase in hooliganism and vandalism. 4, administering corporal punishment is an effective use of contact hours. 5, corporal punishment ensures discipline in our schools and our students' behavior. 6, corporal punishment should be brought back in our senior high schools because it ensures the nurturing of responsible citizens. 7, corporal punishment makes recalcitrant and stubborn children submit to authority both in schools and at home. 8, corporal punishment should be reintroduced because it improves the academic performance of students. Now, rebuttals. My opponent argued that corporal punishment shouldn't be reintroduced because it creates fear in the minds of students. The house, will my opponent suggest or go for a temporary fear over these same students growing to come and rob you at knife point or gunpoint? I do not think you would like that. My opponent also suggested a parent-child way and then guidance and counseling for disciplining students. My opponent, do you even know who your school counselor is? How many students visit the counselor, or how many students are taken to the counselor's office on a regular or on a daily basis? No, it is always the disciplinary committee where they are taken to be corrected. And again, they mentioned parent-child as a way of deterring students. What about parents who do not punish their students in any way or do not care about the behaviors that their students put up? What do you have to say for those parents as well? My opponents came here to tell us that back in the days, teachers used 1 wrong 32 canes to put fear in students. My opponent, this same 1 wrong 32 canes forced you to learn so that you get to this stage in your life, or didn't it? My opponent also came here saying that torture and then degrading treatment are all as a result of corporal punishment. The house, corporal punishment is inflicted for disciplinary purposes. If it turns into torture, it is no more corporal punishment, but assault. So where lies your argument? My opponent also came here telling us that corporal punishment is going to bring about violence in our school. What is violence? Violence is any act intended to hurt, harm, or destroy someone. And what is corporal punishment? It's any act that is inflicted for disciplinary purposes. So you see, violence and corporal punishment do not correlate in any way. My opponent also argued that, my opponent came here and then said, and I quote, I agree with my opponent for the reinstating of corporal punishment. My opponent, the contest hasn't even ended, and then you are siding with us already. Then you know you lost already before you didn't come in here. The House. We all have heard the famous quote, the famous adage, and I quote, if persuasion fails, force must be applied, unquote. The House. If students have been guided, counseled, and then gone to various treatments and still are not showing any changes for their negative behaviors, why do we still continue using this and not adopt corporal punishment in our senior high schools? The House, before I take my seat, my supporting speaker and I do not stand against the fact that corporal punishment had some flaws. If something has been banned and is planning to be reintroduced, means that it is going to be revised, reviewed, and it will be reintroduced to fit into today's society. That is, all this torture and then degrading treatments my opponents are talking about would be left out of the reintroduction of corporal punishment. On this note, I'll call upon all and sundry, including my opponent, to rally behind us as we make a clarion call to the government to reintroduce corporal punishment into our senior high schools. Thank you.
The House, including you, my dear opponent, good day once again. The House, once there is counselors in each school, students are supposed to visit them whenever they encounter challenges. When you come to my school, for instance, our counseling is very, very effective, and students visit there whenever they need help. The House, beneath our points, my opponent, my supporting speaker, and I raised to help us go against the motion. 1, corporal punishment leads to physical and psychological harm. 2, corporal punishment affects the academic performance of students. 3, corporal punishment infringes on the rights of students. 4, it promotes violence. And 5, we also suggested other alternative methods to help instill discipline in students rather than to choose corporal punishment. The House, impartial panel of judges, our great timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students. I know at this point, my colleague Ella and I have been able to convince you now that corporal punishment in no way should be reintroduced to our senior high schools. Gracias.
You know, after enjoying myself to the max with these wonderful, amazing young girls and boy, debates on this motion that corporal punishment should be brought back to senior high schools, I will say to you that the applause was a bit on the low side for my liking. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish I had a voice like James Brown. I would have sung that song, I Feel Good. I like you already. Listen, put your hands together for your own selves, man. Now, I'm sure that those who are listening to us on Facebook have themselves enjoyed the debate, and they are dropping comments as to what they make of it. So don't worry, you'll be hearing from Patricia Amabonsu in a bit as she tells us what people are saying on Facebook. We'll also acknowledge our audiences on radio on Love 99.5, those watching us on television, on Joy Prime, and of course on Joy Learning. But let me share this very important information with you. And it's from Naki Publications. Now, if you're looking for the very best creative arts, religious, and moral education books for your primary and your junior high school students, Naki Publications is your best bet. Now, they also have the Naki Nugget series, which is user-friendly and self-explanatory, especially when it arranges topics, pictures, and tools, as well as materials for your little ones. Locate Naki Publications at Atrima Boko. Naki Publications, trusted by educators, loved by students, and approved by NACA. Also, one of our main sponsors is Ultimate Land Hub Company Limited. Now, Ultimate Land Hub offers litigation-free lands in highly sought after locations like the Shire Hills Eastern Quarry, Pram Pram, that is the Central University area, and of course Dodowa Forest Hotel, which of course is a 5 to 10 minutes drive from the main road. Now we also offer property management, genuine land registration, brokerage, property development, and flexible payment terms. Let me now tell you about Flora tissues. I don't know how you wipe, the tears off your face if you're crying or the sweat off your forehead. That is to say, if you're sweating. So Flora tissues provide your homes, your schools and offices, as well as your cars, with a hygienic, absorbent, and of course affordable option to clean dirt, sweat, makeup, or even mucus. Flora disposable 3-ply handkerchiefs, toilet rolls, multi-purpose towels, table napkins, and box tissues come in beautiful new packaging such as Flora Joy, Flora Smile, Flora Giant, and Flora Kids. Get Flora tissues from any shop and in traffic. Flora tissues, thank you for making us number one. Top Choco is also with us for the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pep Student High School Debate. Nothing is tastier than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. Now, our Top Choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink is a delicious chocolate drink that combines a great taste, vitamins, and nutrients of Ghana's finest cocoa, milk, and sugar. Add hot water. Now, that's all you need. And you need to also try the Top Choco Cap, which, of course, is a crowd pleaser. Top Choco is available in a shop near you. Top Choco, pure chocolate bliss. Top Choco is chocolate. Now, we've come to the end of Contest 9 in the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. This is the preliminary stage. From Friday, we'll bring to you the main contest, that is the 116th contest. But for now, let me invite Patricia Amabonsu, who's got some messages for us, plus what people are saying on social media.
Thank you so much, David. And straight to social media, specifically Facebook. We are getting some comments here. And once again, the hashtag is LUVFMHSD. You can send yours. Kwame Mickey says, and he gives them a heart emoji there. Perry Moore says, Konongo Odumase all the way. Shout out to my brother, Ayimbisa Sylvester. Black Coffee Rich One from Apiedu Kokobing Unity Junction says, the heat is on, and he shares fire emojis, and he also writes Konongo Odumase. Yeah, Fosuhima says, Konongo all the way. And Perry comes back to say, if we tell the truth and you don't believe it, don't tell us to be honest, heat cause. And he comes again with another comment by saying, Enyanum Benu ye heat cause, we are winning by hook. That's the message he's sending there. Let's go still to some comments here. Atiki Jamanu says, am I the only one? Okay, so Atiki, I hope you can hear the sound now. Richard Osei Tutu says, the girls are good, 100%. Felix Osei Safo says, Serwaa all the way. And Dejoy Amankwa says, cause is winning. And interesting comments coming there right on social media. You can also add yours if you are watching us on Facebook or you are watching us on YouTube. The hashtag is LUVFMHSD. So just like David said, we are still live here on Joy Prime and Joy Learning on your multi-TV DJ box. We are live on radio, Love 99.5 FM. And so you can still join us on the 6th edition of the Love FM Pep Student High School Debate. We are here once again to speak to students of the schools that just ended their competition. That's some contest now. We are talking of Konongo Odumase and also Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School. Let's take it now from Serwaa Nyarko. You saw how your colleagues performed back on stage. I don't know if you have any words to share with them.
Okay. Good morning once again. My name is Betty Oshireme from Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School, and today I'm here to support my school. Okay, so what I saw so far was that the Konongo Odumase Senior High School, they did their best. They put up their best, but for we, the Osei and Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School, I know we are going with flying colors because we also did our best.
I see. What would you rate Konongo Odumase's performance? Let me ask your sister. Please draw closer to me. Let's have this conversation.
Okay. My name is Unisa Kresi Chaban from Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School. Per what I saw the Konongo Odumase students do, I think they did very well. But then, since Serwaa Nyarko Girls Senior High School is concerned, we are going to the next stage, and then nothing can stop us. And then I believe they had around, let's say, 30%, according to me.
Okay, so she is giving Konongo Odumase 30% out of how they performed today. I don't know whether 30% sits well with you. Share with us.
I'm Ajekum Valentina, a student of Konongo Odumase Senior High School and the head of debaters as well. Gosh, they all did great, but for my people, they did marvelously well. And also, I believe that today, we are taking the crown home. And yes, we are going to stay for the next contest as well. And for the 30%, it's just something from my opponents, nothing else.
Okay, so let me finally speak to this gentleman also from Konongo Odumase. Share with us words, how are you or how did you see the performance of your colleagues?
Okay, I am Boaten Godfred from Konongo Odumase Senior High School and also the General Secretary for the Writers and Debaters Society. As well as my opponent said, we did well. We did a marvelous work. And I said, if we say the truth and you don't believe it, you don't have to blame us. The truth is already said. Thank you.
I see. So both schools are gauging the victory or a trophy today. Let's see how it goes. Our judges will be there to do that job for us. But in case you just joined us, you are live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, on your multi-TV digital box, as well as on social media, specifically Facebook and YouTube. This is the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High Schools debate. So far, we have some 8 schools qualifying to the main stage. They include Adventist Senior High School, Upon Memorial Senior High School, Anglican SHS Kumasi, Osei Tutu, Kumasi High, St. Hubert Seminary, and yesterday we had Opokuwari School and St. Louis all booking a seat at the main stage of this competition. And so today we'll wait for the 2 other schools that will be joining for us to get 10 schools. But do remember, we'll be having 2 other schools to join us. Can't get see the fact that they will be the 2 schools with the highest losing mark. And when they are done, we'll have our 4-seeded schools already. That is Champions, Prempeh College, finally C.I. Amedia, Preseg Bompata, and Asante Mine join us for us to begin the main competition of the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School debate. My name is Patricia. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we will have the competition happening between Osei Tutu and also Presby Senior High School, Kwaman. Thank you very much. Don't go away.
And our listeners to take keen interest in it, because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun, and also be educated. Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it, because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun, and also be educated.
So the house, my opponents are here, solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them. Therefore, they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online, and on TV. Which school are you rooting for? And which side do you represent? For or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti, and CHAS.
So the house, my opponents are here, solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them. Therefore, they shall do whatever they want with it. They even had the guts to tell the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, that he can do nothing to stop them. So you see, these youths are clearly oblivious.
The biggest debate competition for senior high schools in Ghana is about to roll on radio, online, and on TV. Which school are you rooting for? And which side do you represent? For or against the motion?
Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM as we bring to you the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. Rally behind your alma mater as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
The Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by a superstation, Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti, and CHAS.
So the house, my opponents are here, solely blaming chiefs. All these ignorant miners are alluding that the land belongs to them. Therefore, they shall do whatever they want.
My name is Kofi Edudomfe. I'm the news editor for Love FM.
My name is Clement Apia.
My name is Ernestina Mensah.
This year's Love FM High School Debate, I admonish our viewers and our listeners to take keen interest in it because it's going to be wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to a more provocative, educative, and entertaining 2024 edition.
Especially with the underdogs, the less endowed schools. Previously, they've shown that they are also capable of giving a very good game.
The Love FM High School Debate is on.
Let's meet and have fun and also be educated.
Edition of the Love FM Presby High School Debate. My name is Patricia. Just gone by was Contest 9, and we are back with Contestant, which is going to be between Osei Tutu Senior High School and Presby Senior High School, Kwaman. And in case you just joined us, we are live on radio, Love 99.5 FM. We are also on TV, on Joy Prime and Joy Learning, on your multi-TV digital box, and also on Facebook and YouTube specifically. Let's quickly speak to our students for today. But even before we do that, I'll let you know that the motion that they are going to argue for and against on today, it is, quote, birth control must be made mandatory. We have Osei Tutu arguing for the motion, and Presby Senior High School, Kwaman, arguing against the motion. So, like I said, let's speak to them and find out what we should expect from them even before their contestants take up the stage. This handsome gentleman here, I understand you are the Assistant Protocol Prefect.
Please. Yes, please.
And introduce yourself to us and tell us what you are bringing on board today.
I'm Opoku Benjamin, a student of the Presbyterian Senior Technical School, Kwaman, and I'm feeling the sense of eudaimonia. Kwaman Presby, we are living a Christocentric life, which means in every doing of us, Christ is the center. So for Christ being the center of us, meaning that we comes with miracles. So for us being here in this house, we are coming to show you a little part of miracles here. There is a quote from a Romans poet that he quoted that they can do, but they can't. Even we can do, but we can, which means that Kwaman here, being here, we can do, but for us, them, they can't. Thank you.
Okay, that's what the Presbyterians are telling us. Let's move to Osei Tutu right now. And what do you also want to say?
Okay, so my name is Boache Peter Ochre, a student of Osei Tutu Senior High School and the SRC advisor as well. What I want to say is our magnitude today is God, and with God, all things are possible. And as our school anthem says, with the Lord God on our side, there is no cause to fear. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to just continue from their patrons. So, gentlemen, just move a little bit aside. Let me speak to this beautiful lady here representing Osei Tutu. And what's the plan for your school today?
My boys are poised. I am Yvonne Baba Ferroyosing, a patroness for Osei Tutu Senior High School. I think this is our 6th time of participating in this. We wanted the ultimate the last time, we didn't get it. But this time around, the boys are really poised. The motion is somehow controversial, but whatever it is, the Lord God on our side, I know that we are going to make it.
Okay, so that's the patron. We would end with the patron also here from Presby Senior High School, Kwaman. I understand you people say you give OT a very good run for their money today. Is it true?
Yeah, of course. We are certain.
I see. Share with us your name and what you respect more.
I'm Nadia Fiopoma, an English tutor from Presec. And all I can say is that they've worked so hard, and I believe in their potentials. And I'm optimistic that even when push comes to shove, they are going to win. And at the end, even though we are comparatively a new school, at the end of this competition, the name Presec is going to be blazoned on the minds of everybody watching this competition.
Let's see how everything comes out at the end of the day. David, take it away from me here at the foyer.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia, one more time. Like I always ask you to do, put your hands together for her for me. Thank you so much. So right now we're about to witness the very 10th and final contest in the preliminary stage of the Love FM Pepsodent 2024 edition of the high school debate here at the Christian Service University. If you're comfortably seated, you're enjoying the breeze and of course the fun, show some love for the Christian Service University for hosting us. Let's also put our hands together for, of course, our partners, and I'm talking about the Ashanti Regional SRC, the GES, and CHAS. Thanks very much for supporting us to bring to our listeners the 6th edition of the Love FM High School Debate. We are on radio on Love 99.5. We're on television on Joy Prime and, of course, on Joy Learning. We're on Facebook on Love 99.5 and, of course, on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the 10th and the final contest in the preliminary stage is about to come your way. On Friday, the 116 stage will begin. Marima, say again. Were you out of the auditorium or you were praying? I hear you. Abrimpong. Marima. 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 Abrimpong. 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 I can feel the bass in there. That is the voice of students from Osei Tutu Senior High School. Before they heard the voices of Presby Senior High School, Kwaman. Now, they are the school that will be having the next contest, the very final one for today, and of course, for the preliminary stage. The motion for the debate this afternoon is birth control must be made mandatory. Birth control must be made mandatory. I'm standing on the earlier and all the existing protocols, so our judges have been acknowledged, our chairperson has been acknowledged, our accurate timekeeper is still at post to support and help all our debaters. Now, this one goes to the debaters. Once you start your debate, all right, from the very first debater and all that, I will not intervene, I will not come in at any point. Once you're done with your debate, drop the microphone, take your seat. The opposing side will have their principal speaker mount the podium, grab the microphone, and debate. You do that till we are done entirely. That's how it will be going this afternoon. Now, because Presby Senior High School from Kwaman are for the motion, I would ask them to stand. Emerima, please stand. Please stand for me. I like the way you're dressed with your vest and your white shirts and all that. You look very colorful and very beautiful. Put your hands together for your own selves. How many of you would like to clear your throats because you're about to sing for us your school anthem? You want to clear your throats? You've been seated for a while. You want to stretch out, cry, and see if the lazy bones will be going in from your body and all that. Are you ready to sing for us your school anthem? I can feel you. I want to feel you this afternoon. Are you ready to sing your school anthem? You know how to sing it? So, like I always say, sing it with pride. Sing it with joy. Sing with smiles on your faces. Can you do that for me? Okay, so your cue is going to come from Uncle Collins. Uncle Collins, are you ready? He says he's ready. You ready? We're good to go? All right, so on 3 then. 1, 2, 3. All right, so hold on for me. I'm getting signals that is not your school anthem. We want the school anthem for Presby Senior High School, Kwaman. That's what we're looking for. Do we have it? Apologies for that. Sincere apologies for that. Sincere apologies for that. Have we found it? Are we good to go now? Did you make it available? Did you produce a school anthem? You did? Unfortunately, I think we can find it. I don't know why. But all they say, you can sing for us, can't you? All right? So once again, sincere apologies to you for the wrong inset. We apologize unreservedly to all of you, of course, to our viewers and listeners of this beautiful event as well. So, sing it yourselves on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We promise to make praise and to your God, fear is not knowledge, virtue and not raised or that over all praise. Your God, fear is not knowledge, virtue and not raised or that over all praise.
Oh, you can clap. And if you even want to make some noise, make some noise. So you guys with the cloth, can I see you roll and wave the cloth? Yeah, I like the colors of the cloth. Can the camera capture the one for me? Yeah. Nice one. So at this point in time, with your hands together, applauding, let's welcome your debaters. And they are Ayam Buni, Abigail, Principal Speaker, and Adoma Blessing. Where are they? Abigail, Ayam Buni, and Adoma Blessing. All right, so you have to sing your anthem first because you are for the motion. And like I said, the motion is birth control must be made mandatory. Okay. Are you against the motion? Okay. So Presby Senior High is against the motion. It's against the motion. Apologies to you. What I have before me says you are for the motion, so apologies to you. All right, so don't worry, nothing changes. You're still against the motion. So the school that is for the motion is the Abrimpong. Abrimpong, please stand. So which means that you are for the motion. And it is birth control must be made mandatory. Collins, are we good to go? You sure? All right, Abrimpong, he says he's good to go. Are you also ready? So then on 3. 1, 2, go. That was the school anthem for Osei Tutu Senior High School. They are bringing Pong, and they are for the motion this afternoon. Birth control must be made mandatory. And at this point in time, with your hands still put, with the claps still going on, let's welcome the debaters for OT. And we're talking about Apuri, Gerald, Webeswa, and Yabua Isaac. And I want to make it clear that they are for the motion. And Presby Senior High School Kwaman are against the motion. And the motion is birth control must be made mandatory. Now, because OT, you are for the motion, I'll go to their principal speaker, Apuri, Gerald, to start the debate for us. So if you're ready, here we go.
The ever-wise chairperson, bold and impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, protocols observed. Good afternoon. Representing Osei Tutu Senior High School today, I am Gerald Apuri, as well as the principal speaker speaking to affirm the motion on board, and I quote, birth control must be made mandatory, unquote. Panel of judges, the motion seeks to deposit that everyone should be required by law to use some form of population control to prevent unintended pregnancies. These methods may include family planning, the use of contraceptive pills and condoms, safe periods, amongst others. Panel of judges, it is very important for all of us to know that every motion on this educational platform seeks to identify and solve a problem in society. So the crucial questions to ask ourselves in today's motion are, 1, what is the problem of today's debate? 2, and how do we solve that problem? Well, panel, to tackle the first question, please, let's look on the screens. Let's look at the devastating issues of overpopulated cities in some parts of our world, causing shocking figures of health problems, among other threats. The staggering figures of children living on the streets because irresponsible parenting is beyond measure. And the economic conditions in some parts of our world because overpopulation is nothing good to write home about. Impartial panel of judges, let us look at this. Neither I say more the chair. It is important to note that today's motion seeks to address important issues in society, including overpopulation, economic strain, public health crisis, and poor urban planning. Panel, my duty then as the principal speaker is to tell the House how mandatory birth control will help us address these problems, leading to a more socio-economic advancement. Well, our respected opponents might come and preach that we should ignore the risk of overpopulation, economic pressure, inequality, amongst others, and rather uphold certain religious beliefs as they are of more importance than a sustainable environment. But impartial panel of judges, if only they are able to show how this will help solve today's problem, perhaps they might stand a chance with us, but that is impossible. Panel of judges, it is very crucial for our respected opponents here to note that we, the affirmative team today, are not against any religious belief that's proposed more birth. But what we are implying today is that the mandatory birth control policy will help even these religious personalities overcome the other problems associated with giving more birth, including malnutrition in children, poor or lack of quality education, and healthcare. Impartial panel of judges, our stance for today is not infringing upon the rights of people, but rather protects them and the society at large. Yes, we do understand that humans should have the right to reproduce, but panel, the chair, in circumstances when they give birth to more than they can cater for, what will happen to these kids? They become a burden to society and the nation at large. That is why today we propose that this right should be regulated. Impartial panel of judges, my supporting speaker will come and talk about the exemptions of our policy and its feasibility, amongst others. Well, before I delve into my point, it is very crucial to establish that unless birth control is being mandated by law, the benefits of population control will not be achieved, despite decades of public campaign and awareness, education, access to family planning resources. This means that is why we propose that this right is being regulated. Impartial panel of judges. If we implement the mandatory birth control policy, this is how it's going to benefit directly to us as a nation, whilst my supporting speaker will also come and add the benefits to the individual and other aspects of our policy. Panel of judges, moving to our first point, we argue that mandatory birth control will help increase economic growth and stability, which in the long run reduces poverty. Panel, reducing the rate of population growth will help alleviate pressure on limited resources such as food, water, and housing, making them more accessible and affordable for all. Panel, when families have fewer children or dependents to support, they are likely to invest more in their education, economic opportunities, and skills development, leading to a more or increased productivity and income. Panel, with this, we can say that mandatory birth control can break the cycle of poverty, enabling individuals and families to achieve a better standard of living and help contribute to proper or efficient economic development. Panel, the World Bank estimates that countries with high levels of contraceptive use have lesser poverty and faster economic growth. Moving to our second point, panel, we argue that mandatory birth control improves public health by reducing the risk of maternal and infant mortality and preventing the risk of preventing the spread of sexually transmitted infections. Impartial panel of judges, the World Health Organization estimates that contraceptive use averts 122 million unsafe pregnancies or unintended pregnancies and averts 21 million unintended abortions. Impartial panel of judges, this can be attributed to mandatory birth control. Panel of judges, our opponents are likely to come and tell us that these birth methods are harmful to women's health. But panel, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention has estimated that modern contraceptives are more safe and effective, and all these are misconceptions about birth control methods. Panel of judges, evidence sake, let's look on the screens.
Some of the most common pieces of misinformation that are being spread right now?
Because I've seen videos where it'll cause me to gain weight, it'll cause me to be infertile for life. And again, physicians caution that's not true, that birth control is not linked to long-term infertility.
Impartial panel of judges, according to the conversation, Dr. Lauren clearly stated that the misconceptions on birth control are all based on the false videos people see on social media and not from any medical experts. So today, we cannot accept and credit any point from our respected opponents telling us that birth control methods are unsafe for women's health. Moving to our point 3 panel, we argue that mandatory birth control induces higher educational achievements. Panel of judges, a major problem faced in some parts of our world, most especially in some African countries, is teenage pregnancy and early parenthood, which disrupts the education of these young ones, most especially on the path of women. Panel, research has shown that a stricter fertility policy, for that matter, mandatory birth control, will help improve upon the educational status of these young people, most especially in the part of women. Panel, Professor Kwedri Agri once said, and I quote, "If you educate a man, you educate an individual, but when you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation." Therefore, panel, any policy that is aimed at improving upon the educational status of women is of great impact. Isn't it? Well, that's the case. Panel of judges, moving to our fourth point, we argue that mandatory birth control will help us achieve most of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including but not limited to goals 6, 11, and 13. Panel of judges, mandatory birth control will help reduce rapid urbanization, enabling cities to develop more faster and sustainably. Panel, when births are mandatorily controlled, it will help cities manage their housing demands, infrastructure demands, and public services. And this can be attributed to goal 11, which is on sustainable cities and development. Panel, research has shown that proper urbanization is being as a result of a mandatory birth control and therefore improving upon the living conditions of people. Panel, also, a critical environmental benefit of mandatory birth control is the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, leading to climate change. Panel, the House, the UN estimates that population growth contributes 40% of global carbon emissions. Panel of Judges, this means that mandatory birth control policy will help reduce these carbon emissions and can lead to the achievement of Goal 6, which is on Goal 13, which is on climate action. Panel of the House, Mr. MC, did you know that mandatory birth control will help reduce pollution and waste management challenges? The chair panel, this is to say that the fewer the people, the lesser the pollution. And this is an achievement of Goal 6, that is on clean water and sanitation. Panel, the House, at this juncture, I have nothing more to say than to entreat everyone to join hands with us as we rise firmly to affirm the motion on board. Quote, birth control must be made mandatory, unquote. The ever beautiful chairperson, the House, I bow to resume my seat.
Chair of the House, impartial panel of adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, teachers, fellow students, debaters, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. I am Abigail Ayabwini, a student from the Presbyterian Senior High Technical School, Kwaman, and I rise as the principal speaker to oppose the proposition before us today. The motion as it stands is, quote unquote, birth control must be made mandatory. Ladies and gentlemen, to set a frame for our stance, I believe is very expedient to elucidate and expatiate some key terms in the motion, which are mandatory and birth control. Mandatory, the Lord says it must be done. When we say something is mandatory, it means that thing is compulsory or obligatory, and this is sourced from long mandation of contemporary English. Birth control is the use of medicine, devices, and other means to prevent pregnancies. There are different types. Others are reversible, whilst others are permanent. And this is sourced from medlineplus.gov. Now the House, the motion seeks to erroneously affirm that a law must be passed to make it compulsory for everybody to use medicine and other means to prevent pregnancies or spread birth. And we say this is a blatant lie and a fallacious assertion in the highest order. It therefore appears very clear that my dear opponents are here with a sole motive in the 7 days against House. Point 1, the chair. Birth control must not be made mandatory because it poses health risks, both long and short-term ones. A 2013 meta-analysis of 26 studies has proved that the use of oral contraceptives leads to the increased risk of developing blood clots. Ladies and gentlemen, research from Rick Hospitality, the University of Copenhagen, in collaboration with the University of Aberdeen, is published in J Medicine on 7th December 2017. The research is considered as the largest prospective cohort study ever conducted on hormonal contraception and breast cancer. The study followed 1.8 million Danish women who were under the age of 50 years from 1995 to 2012 to assess breast risks in women who uses different kinds of hormonal contraceptives and women who did not use them. The chair, with your permission, allow me to quote their findings. And I quote, women who currently use hormonal contraceptives are at an increased risk of 20% than women who do not use them. Amidst all these risks, in an article written by Anangota in 2018 indicates that the use of contraceptives may lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, bloating, weight gain, and the rest. So what is the offense of the female race to be subjected to all these atrocities? I wonder why my opponent will be here arguing that we should make something that will subject our fellow human beings to all these atrocities mandatory. Now to my point 2, the chair. Making birth control mandatory is not only an infringement on religious freedoms and liberties, but it is also a blasphemy against Almighty God. Is it not God who in the right of beginning beginning of creation, commanded us that we should multiply and fill the earth. With your permission, the chair permits me to quote, and I quote and unquote, multiply and increase in numbers, fill and subdue the earth, take control of fishes in the sea, birds in the sky, and all other living organisms that move on the ground. So why should this biblical injunction be regulated by law? Today's generation do not fear God. Check Genesis chapter 38, verse 3 to 10, and you come across Onam, your partner in crime. Onam was killed by divine condemnation for committing coitus interruptus, the same crime we are preaching about today. Onan slept with Tamar, and he withdrew before he ejaculated and spilled his seed on the ground. And therefore, he was killed by God for spilling his seed on the ground. So, my dear opponent from OT, do you also want to be killed like Onan? Ladies and gentlemen, Peter and his disciples said in Acts chapter 5, verse 9 that it is better to obey God than men. So the Jews, do not let us associate ourselves with their blasphemy. And to our third point, the chair, enforcement challenges. Effectively enforcing mandatory birth control present a significant logistical and ethical hurdles. We live in a country where enforcement of laws is a challenge. Our laws are fully flooded in the full glare of law enforcement agencies. How many times have we not heard, for example, police be involved in one crime or the other? So where is the law enforcement? We have been quick in passing laws, but its implementation has always been a problem. My dear opponent from OT, do you know the number of laws that are in Ghana and yes, too, they are not implemented? Your facial expression shows that you know none. So I will just show you three for the sake of time. It is against the law of Ghana to smoke weed, but almost all the communities in Ghana, you will see smoking joints and ghettos with thinkers. Where is the law enforcement? It is against the law of Ghana to practice prostitution, but isn't it being practiced in Ghana? Where is the law enforcement? In 2006, the representative of People Amendment Law passed a law to enable Ghanaians abroad to vote. 18 years after the enactment of the law, let's ask ourselves, has it been implemented? In the midst of court rulings and the rest, no one knows when this will be implemented. So, my dear opponent, even if birth control is made mandatory, how sure are you that people are going to abide by it? It is my humble submission that making birth control is needless. It is a waste of resources and time. And to my fourth point, the chair, making birth control mandatory it leads to the violation of human rights and liberties. My dear opponents, your position is simply undemocratic. We are not under a military regime. Ghana is a democratic country. So making birth control mandatory, it will in no doubt strip individuals of their human dignity. People have the right to make informed decisions about their body on what to do without external coercion or force. So why should we make birth control mandatory? The chair, panel of judges, I have critical decisions I want to make in life. That is the number of children I want to have and when I want to have these children. So if I assess and analyze that, I can give birth to 4 children and raise them. So be it. But it shouldn't be in this case. I have analyzed and realized that I can give birth to 4 children and raise them, but the law says I can't. What is this? Couples must be allowed to take decisions on the number of children they want to give birth to, and not because a law says so. And to my last point, the chair, making birth control mandatory, it deprives the country from the enormous benefit of rapid population growth. In my hands, I present to you this chart showing countries with most billionaires. And leading the pack is China with 814 billionaires, followed by USA with 800 billionaires, and India with 271 billionaires. Now let's check the population of these countries. They are the 3 most populous countries in the world. So if you ask me about the richness of these countries, I will partly associate it with their population. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think that companies are found in cities but not in villages. Your guess is good as mine. We have many benefits associated with rapid population growth. One of them is expansion of labor and economic growth. In an increasing population, there is an expansion of labor force. So more workers means more services and more products will be produced at the end. And is this not an increase in the economic growth? Another benefit of economic growth is increased base rate. Where the population is at large, that means that the taxes that will be collected will be plenty, and this will help to develop the country. As the sluggard was said in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6, that he should go to the ant and learn her ways. So must we do if we are bereft of ideas. Let's go to the big countries like India, China, and USA and learn how they manage to succeed. We shouldn't sit here lazily and suggest that birth control must be made mandatory. On this note, as I see my opponent nod their head in agreement to this tenable argument, it's very clear that they've not seen the light. So I'll urge them to move from the dark dungeon of deception and join us as the brighter side, as we boldly and emphatically rally against the motion. And I quote and unquote, birth control must be made mandatory. Therefore, I reject the motion. The chair, the house. I rest my case.
The venerable chairperson panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, all protocols duly observed. Good day. Representing Osei Tutu Senior High School, I am Isaac Kweku Yebwa, rising as a supporting speaker, speaking to affirm the motion on board, and I quote, birth control must be made mandatory. Unquote. Panel members, since my principal speaker has unraveled the bone of contention, allow me, the supporting speaker, to add more fact traditions to buttress asnas. When a need arises, accurate evidence shall be tendered to back our claims. The chairperson, since my principal speaker has explained why birth control must be made mandatory, my duty as a supporting speaker is to justify why mandatory birth control is not a problem, as my opponents claim. The ever beautiful chairperson, these preachers in Jerusalem can preach about comprehensive sex education as an alternative. But the chair, comprehensive sex education cannot solve the problem in today's debate. This is because since its introduction in our educational system, it has had less to say zero impact. My opponent, did you hear that? Zero impact on the increasing world population. But the chair, my opponent would preach a place where people are enlightened about the knowledge of their sexual life, but have failed to practically apply this knowledge since it has no legal backings. But the chair, we propose a world where legal mechanisms are put in place to ensure that everyone apply this knowledge of safe sex, contributing to a more sustainable environment. The chair, it is paramount are established with empirical evidence that shows that South Korea and Philippines have abruptly controlled their increasing population by enacting Birth Control Act. This is to show that the efficacy of our policy has been tested and have been proven to be efficient and also efficacious. The chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelt as I take you through a journey of why mandatory birth control is not a problem, as my opponents claim. The chair, we buttress our stance with point 5. We argue that mandatory birth control is not a problem because it will address the needs of all people. The chairperson, when birth control is backed by law, the policy that will be put into consideration address all issues concerning religious beliefs, cultural beliefs, health concern, and many other sensitive matters. The chair, before a policy will be implemented, it first consider 1, the goal of the policy, 2, the definition of the problem, and 3, the legal framework that ensures that the policy aligns with all existing law and therefore do not infringe on anyone's right. The chairperson, so under no circumstance would this policy force people who are psychologically not ready to abide by it. The chair, aside that, there will be resource personnel who will educate people with their problem and prepare them to have birth control. The chairperson, so if there should be a policy on birth control, then it's going to address all the issues proposed by my opponent, the chairperson. With this being said, we move on to point 6. We argue that mandatory birth control is not a problem because its consequences to the non-compliance will be fair and proportional. The chairperson, to make mandatory birth control more effective, there will be public education that will create awareness on the needs and advantages on birth control. And it also help people to better understand the policy. The chair, mandatory birth control laws are going to be enforced with legal consequences to the non-compliance. But the chair, these consequences are going to be fair and proportional, since the aim is to achieve or encourage adherence to the policy. The chair, such consequences include 1, mandatory education and rehabilitation, 2, fines, and 3, revocation of privileges. The chairperson, a perfect example is the Singaporean birth control policy that forced non-compliance to pay excessive tax on hospital bills. The chairperson, the goal is to achieve the highest level of birth control and possibly prepare a better future for all, while respecting the rights and dignity of all people. The chair at the House. With this being said, we move on to point 6. We argue that mandatory birth control is not a problem because it's the only effective way to solve this social canker proposed by my opponent. The chairperson, this voluntary family planning education my opponent proposed cannot solve this problem, and it has been inefficient in addressing all these problems since it has no legal backings. The chair, for evidence sake, let's watch this video.
On the face of it, family planning can be seen as just that. Parents making informed decisions about the number of children they would like or not to have any at all. But for millions of women around the world, this choice is denied, and that's rape.
Millions of women across the world have denied birth control. This is because it has no legal backings. But the chair, its consequences such as persistent high birth rates across the nation, continued resource depletion, and environmental degradation are glaring to us all. So the chair, if we stress on mandatory birth control, it is going to address all this problem, since it will prioritize the sensitive matters. And also, people are going to be legally compliant to it. The chair, let's say China birth control as a case study, how it has decreased the increasing population growth. So the chair, with this, if my opponent comes here to tell us that mandatory birth control cannot solve the problem, then my message to him is simple. My message to her is simple. Mount this podium and come and back me to campaign for birth control, and its outcome will strike a chord of surprise to you and I. The chairperson, before I resume my seat, allow me to divide my opponent's assertion by 0 to make it undefined. My opponent asserted that it is mandatory birth control is a blasphemy and it has limited cultural and religious beliefs. But the chair, this is wrong analogy because the society will not front at any cultural beliefs that promotes development. The chair, even these beliefs are the reason why we are in this precarious situation, such as overpopulation. So the chair, the policy of mandatory birth control will address the problems that these cultural beliefs are causing. My opponent said it also violates personal choices and human rights. The chair, individual rights has various consequences to the society. So since individual's choice is going to cause problems, the chair, there is a need for the right to be regulated. And even according to International Human Rights Commission, their constitution, Article 14 states that, I paraphrase, in times of emergency and health crisis, people's rights are going to be limited in order to solve that problem. So the chair, my opponent's point has been debunked. My opponent also asserted that mandatory birth control enforcement law will be very brutal. They chaired the House. I rest my case.
The chair, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, teachers, fellow students, co-debaters, all protocol duly observed. I greet you all. I write not to use violence gestures to cover the truth, but I write to speak nothing but the whole truth. Pleasant Adoma is my name, a student from Presby Senior High Technical School, Kwaman, and the subordinating speaker against the motion before the House today. The motion as it stands, quote and unquote, birth control must be made mandatory. Ladies and gentlemen, my able principal speaker has taken time to elucidate the keywords in the motion. Therefore, there is no need wasting precious time doing so again. Ladies and gentlemen, my responsible principal speaker and I are of a strong, firm belief that childbearing should be seen as a blessing from God and not a curse. How on earth, in the name of debate, my opponents are arguing with me that childbirth must be made mandatory? God, our creator, did not make one-size-fits policy for those who can't give birth. That is, some people, they can give birth to one child. They will try and try and try, but not even a second child is given to them, whilst others are blessed with 13 children and more. That is the work of God. But some people, no matter how they try, they won't even get one child. The chair, those of us who think birth control can be implemented, who see the need for it. There is no one-size-fits policy. That's how a castle in rule that when you give birth to more children, you'll be poor, or vice versa. Canadian Japan has 22 children. I mean, he has many children than anybody in this auditorium. Yet, he is richer than anybody in this auditorium. We have people who do not even have children, yet they are living in an abject situation. Ladies and gentlemen, the mind of God is not the same as human. Our God Master is a statistician. He perfectly understands his craft, so we should allow him to have his own way. Ladies and gentlemen, my point 2 and my favorite point. Let no one try so hard to hoodwink us into thinking that childbirth is bad. Making childbirth mandatory will open the door for potential abuse for some government, some institution, and other individuals. Those who are to implement this policy may use it whimsically and capriciously. We live in a country where we are highly polarized along tribal line, political line, and religious line. Those who are to implement this law may not see the need to do so. We are of a firm strongly believe that making birth control mandatory is a recipe for disaster. The chair, those who don't know the need for childbirth are still in the other place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's consider this scenario. For example, let's say I am the Gomba. I hate cucumbers. When I see them, I will kill them, but that will be seen as illegal. So why don't I wait for the permission and authority to invest in me? When I get the opportunity, I will thank my stars and implement the policy in cucumber area and then relax in the Gomba area. At the long run, I'll be able to achieve something I could not do with a gun in a different way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be sincere to ourselves and call a spade a spade. If our NDC and our MPP are given the opportunity to reduce the size of their opponent's stronghold, they will not hesitate to do so, because elections and politics is about numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, making birth control mandatory, politicians will use them to their advantage. Is that what you want for the nation? I suppose it's a no. Ladies and gentlemen, to the next point I say, making birth control mandatory will increase fornication, adultery, and sexual immorality. The fear of getting pregnant is the greatest achievement and abstinence of sex. Those under sex tend to be more promiscuous. Hence, sex is like a sport. Under a research conducted in 2002 by Peretta, John, and Jonas, they had it on partnership status and also on contemporary relationships. Participants were conducted with a certain list of orals, the use of contraceptives, and multiple contraceptives, in order to assess the difference between those who use oral contraceptions and those who do not use oral contraceptions, those in relationships and those who are not in relationship. A 2 times 2 times 2 multi, I'll ever have it in 3 ways: that partnership use, the use of contraceptives, and many more. The chair, at the end of the foundings, they were able to come out with it that those who engage in oral contraception have more sex partners than those who do not engage in oral contraceptions. Those in relationship, according to little foundings, have more sex partners than those who don't have it. My dear friend from Osei Tutu, why are you pushing for something that has the tendency to create problem for us? Don't you go to church, eh? Don't you respect God, eh? Don't you attend church? If you don't, I beseech you to listen to the word of God. Apostle Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 8 that God kills a whooping of 23,000 Israelites just in a day for committing adultery. My dear, if you don't respect God, if you don't want to respect God, that is not blessing my case. All I'm asking you is that consider the health implication that goes with sleeping with different multiples. Health implication like gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, and all that you can think for. The chair permits me to do some rebuttals. My opponent said that countries who have more population increase in social vices. My opponent, have you thought of China? China has many population. I mean, they have many people, but look at them. Compare China to Ghana. When you are done, keep the answer to yourself. And also, my opponent said that those who have many children can't cater for them. My opponent, don't you know that Kennedy Japan has 22 children, yet he gets richer than you and I? You don't know. Let me tell you more. Don't you also know that people give birth, still they don't have money, but people without children, they have money? What are you saying? In order for us to save the time, let me blessing with the motion back to you once again. The motion is quoted unquote. Birth control must be made mandatory. It seems my dear friend from Osei Tutu are deviating, but nonetheless, countries with population are highly in terms of agriculture and industrial productivity increase. My dear, good planning puts pressure on social amenities, not birth. I mean, bad planning puts pressure on social amenities, not birth. My dear friend from Osei Tutu, if your mother was to limit the way they give birth to you, I hope the fourth born here won't have been born. The sixth born here won't have been born. By now, they'll be using condoms and the rest to be tracking you out. You will see if birth control policy must be made mandatory. My dear, you won't have been here. I won't have been here. Those of the fourth born, fifth born, they won't have been here. What are you saying? Oh, thank you.
Panel of the House, at the summary stage, we, the proposers of the motion, are here once again to give the decent and cogent points that prove that, yes, birth control should be made mandatory. Panel, as the principal speaker, my presentation was focused on how mandatory birth control will help address the problems mentioned, leading to a more socioeconomic development, as well as related problems related to education, public health, and economic growth. Panel, my first point in favor of the motion was that mandatory birth control will increase productivity, will increase economic growth and stability, which in the long run reduces the spread of, reduces poverty. 2, mandatory birth control can improve healthcare by reducing the risk of maternal and infant mortality and preventing the spread of sexually transmitted infections. 3, mandatory birth control induce higher educational achievements. Panel, in my last point, I elaborated with evidence how mandatory birth control helps us to achieve most of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, which were not limited to Goal 13, 6, and 11. Panel, the impacts of mandatory birth control on education, health, and economic growth go a long way in achieving Goal 4, which is on quality education. Goal 3, which is on good health and well-being. And Goal 1, no poverty. Panel, my supporting speaker also did a marvelous work by letting us understand the nitty-gritty of our policy. That is the mandatory birth control policy. He explained in our fifth point that mandatory birth policy wouldn't be a problem because of how it will address the needs of all people. He again argued that mandatory birth control is the only effective alternative that can solve this social canker conveniently. And lastly, he argued that the consequences to the non-compliance of this policy will be fair and proportional. Panel, before I draw the curtain to our presentation, allow me to identify some area of conflict in my opponent's presentation, as they are leading us to an area of a no-go. Panel, before I even debunk their assertions, they are committing a huge fallacy called ad hominem. Because instead of them admitting to the truth or addressing our arguments, they are rather attacking we, the speakers, and the chair. I'm not sure this will stand the test of today's intellectual debates. Panel of judges. Now, my opponent, the principal speaker, came to elucidate that the population leads to economic growth because it leads to economic growth. But panel, there is a difference between economic growth and economic productivity. Panel, these overpopulated cities will have the labor force to work and increase in money. But panel, this is not economic growth as the problem of today's debates, but it's rather economic productivity. Panel, these labor forces in the overpopulated cities will end up working, getting the money, and catering for their own problems in society, such as waste management. So it's like a triangle. You work, you earn the money, and come and solve your own problems you are creating as a populated city. Impartial panel of judges, the supporting speaker came to create a fallacy of an appeal to pity in today's debate. Panel, he came to argue that Kennedy Ejapong has 20 children and he is still rich. Panel, this is really an overgeneralization, and it is compared to like you telling us that in our country we are having there were 2 cases of malaria that was recorded in Tema Hospital, and tomorrow another 2 cases of malaria were recorded in a hospital in Kumasi, and you tell us that malaria is a pandemic. No, this is what they are clearly telling us today, and it is not accepted in today's intellectual debates. Panel the House, our opponents also brought an example about China. Panel, as at the time China implemented this policy, they were trying to solve problems such as overpopulation, which even gave them other problems. And now they have even reverted back to that problem because they have achieved that goal, that is reducing overpopulation. So you can't come and tell us this, make your research as well. Impartial panel of judges, they also argue that contraceptive use creates problems. But panel, this is a wrong analogy. Even the Muslim authorities even agree on the use of contraceptives as seen in the exhibits provided. Panel the House, we today are not against any quotation from religious rules or beliefs, but what we are rather saying is that, as stated earlier, thank you the House.
The chair of the House, impartial panel of adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, teachers, fellow students, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My second coming is not to give any lengthy presentation, but to give a summary of what my subordinating speaker and I came to give in opposition of the motion, quote unquote, birth control must be made mandatory. They were 1. Birth control must be made mandatory because it poses health risks, both long-term and short-term ones, such as blood clot, gallbladder disease, heart attack, high blood pressure, cancer, stroke, and so on. Point 2, the chair. Mandatory birth control is not only an infringement on religious freedoms and liberties, but also a blasphemy against God. 3, effectively enforcing mandatory birth control presents significant enforcement challenges due to logistical and ethical issues. Point 4, birth control should not be made mandatory because doing so amounts to infringing on people's fundamental human rights and personal liberties. Point 5, making birth control mandatory would deprive the nation of the enormous benefits associated with rapid population growth. Point 6, making birth control mandatory may open the door for potential abuse by government, some individuals, or other institutions. Point 7, birth control must not be made mandatory because it will increase fornication, adultery, and all forms of sexual immorality. And point 8, our last point, childbearing should not be seen as a curse, but rather a blessing from God. Now, rebuttals. My dear opponent, it seems you were talking about negativity associated with rapid population growth. But let's look at something. When you want to see whether something is good or not, you weigh the negative and positive side of the thing. Then when the negative surpasses the positive, then you say it is not good. But when the positive surpasses the negative, then you say it's good. Let's weigh the positive effect of rapid population growth and the negative effect of rapid population growth, and you will see that rapid population growth is indeed needed in our country because it has many benefits than its negativity. And another rebuttal, you were saying something about what my supporting speaker said, that Kennedy Ejapong is something. let me tell you something. What she was trying to say is that there is no research that we can base on and say that if you have many children, you become poor, or if you don't have any children, you become rich. That's what she was trying to say. That's why she brought that scenario, meaning that if you have many children, there's no guarantee that you will be poor, or if you have only few children, there's no guarantee that you will be rich. It could be, and the vice versa. There's no research that we can base on and say that it is a fact that when you have plenty, or when the population of a country is growing, the country becomes poor. It depends on how the politicians, the development of a country does not depend on the population, but it depends on people who are responsible for the general administration of the country. So if the politicians and those who are responsible for administering the country do not do their work well, why should we blame people for giving birth? We are saying, why should we blame people for giving? Why should we say that birth control must be mandatory? It is not the birth. It is not the giving of birth that leads to a country for underdevelopment, but it is rather the people who are ruling us, because they make the policies and they are responsible for the general administration of the country. Let's share the house with this. I rest my case.
Oh, are you done? Is that all you can do? Oh, come on. That was a 10th and final contest in the preliminary stage of the Love FM PEP Student High School Debate for the year 2024. We're done with the preliminary contest. That was contest 10. Osei Tutu Senior High School were for the motion. Presby SHS Kwaman were against the motion. Birth control must be made mandatory. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a round of applause for our debaters. In a bit, I'll be joining you one more time to share with you results from the previous contest between Konongo Odumase Senior High School and Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School. After which, I will bring to you the results for Presby, SHS Kwaman, and Osei Tutu Senior High School. We'll get to know which schools will be making it to the next round of the competition, that is the 1/16 stage, where they'll be facing off defending champions Prempeh College, and also one-time champions T.I. Amas, Asanteman, and Presby Bompata, all in a bit. But I'm sure and very certain that on social media there are comments, and Patricia will be sharing that with us in no time. But before she does all that, let me tell you about Super Lovec phones. Now, buy or order your phones, tablets, and other mobile devices via their Play Store or App Store, but of course also from their website, that is www.superlovec.com, and enjoy a discount of up to 50%. Now, Super Lovec phones gives you a free glass protector with every purchase. Locate them at Asafo, opposite the VIP station in Edum, PZ, Sofo Line, Tech Junction, and Kejitia, between Opportunity Bank and MTN. Have you heard of Best Brain Publications? If you have not, listen, every child with a good future depends on the foundation laid by their parents. Now, are you a school or a parent looking for quality NACA and GES-approved English, science, mathematics, and computing books for your wards? Then Best Brain has got you covered. Now, they produce all subject books for children at creche, nursery, kindergarten, and primary level. Locate Best Brain Publications at Pankrono. Best Brain Publications, securing tomorrow's academic well-being today. Fortune low-fat spread for bread. Now, there is a new Fortune in town. Spread them here. Now, it's the all-new Fortune low-fat spread for bread. It is yummy and delicious, spread easily, has a creamy taste, and is packed with 7 essential vitamins to help keep our little stars energized. Now, whether on bread, biscuits, corn, toast, or anything in between, Fortune low-fat spread for bread is always on point. Now, this advert is FDA approved. Fortune low-fat spread on bread, always on point. All right, so what are people saying on social media? One thing she likes to say, Obiniyem. I didn't say it. She says it. Pat, please say it.
Yes, so Obiniyem. Obiniyem. Which school is winning? David, I can only hear Love FM SHS. Which school is winning? Okay, so I'm going to start off with some comments from social media. Concord Moore says, we saw and we conquered, and so therefore we've conquered Serwaa Nyarko. Richard Osei Tutu says, Serwaa Nyarko is the best. Perry Moore says, Konongo Odumase all the way. And, okay, so let's go to still some comments here. DeJoy says, I like the confidence of debaters of Presby SHS Kwaman. Benedict Odro-Gershon says, Osei Tutu Senior High School from the position of a seeded school to a preliminary stage. However, comebacks are not bad at all. So we are bouncing back better. And he goes ahead to say, we just can't help, Kwaman Presek, we just can't help you. You met the unbeatable. Johnny Sunset says, the Isaac guy is good. And Samuel Opon says, Osei Tutu boys have already won. I'll be coming back with more of the comments on social media, but for now, let's say thank you to the Sea Travel Consult who are organizing another captivating, unforgettable, and fun experience in Kenya and Dubai. Remember, the date is from July 14th to July 21st, 2024. The top packages include a UAE return, UAE visa, return tickets, accommodation, and also meals. Now, tax-inclusive tours for couple goes for a cool $1,650 And if you are just a single person, I must say, you will be paying $1,850 So please call your friends and loved ones, book your seats, or make your reservations now, and let's all go have fun in Kenya and Dubai. The Sea Travel Consult, we say this is live. The Rap Haven is also here to support us on the 6th edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High Schools debate. Now, they are your trusted brand when it comes to personal care. Come to us for your sauna, your massage, your pedicure, your manicure, your skin tag removal, your teeth whitening, and so many more. Okay, we also do eyebrow trimming. Now, we work from Tuesdays to Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And also from Sundays, we work from midday to 7 p.m. Please bring your daddy, because from now till Daddy's Day, which is this Sunday, 16th of June 2024, we are giving you a huge discount, and your daddies and any male who is special in your life would also get to enjoy some amazing services from the Rap Haven. The Rap Haven, we say, give us just an hour and we will make sure that we pamper you. Also, would like to say thank you to Daxa Dental, who are providing us with comprehensive one-stop shop specialist dental services such as extraction, cleaning, polishing, filling, and straightening with specialist braces. They are also going to give you what we call the modern digital x-rays when it comes to your diagnosis. We work even on Sundays. Yes, we start from 12 noon to 4 p.m. And so we also work from Mondays to Saturday. You can locate us at IPT opposite the first gate of Amstead. That's right here around town or so. You can also locate us in Amakom inside the City Style building, and find us at Ahoju opposite the latest foam shop. Daxa Dental, we say smile with confidence. And finally, before I go to your messages on social media, Slim and Fit is saying that if you are worried about putting on weight, or if you have put on weight and you need to lose that belly fat after giving birth, please make sure you are getting yourself Slim and Fit. What the product does is that it helps you to shed off weight that you do not want and maintains your natural, beautiful shape and look. Our products are purely organic. It has been approved by the FDA and also endorsed by Ohineri Gifty Auntie and also Tima Kumkum. We say Slim and Fit, regain your confidence. And so let me go back to the comments here on social media. Once again, who is going home? Hey, you are not talking. Which school is going home? Which school is making it to the next stage? Okay, so let's see if social media agrees. Bentil O'Neill says, greetings from the Lord of Amanfort to our brothers, O.T. Abrempong. Ateke Jamanu says, O.T., the boy in blue, your brothers in cream, Owas, loves you. And he says, Abrempong, greetings from the land of Akatechie to you. Perry Moore says, if we tell the truth and you don't believe it, don't tell us to be honest. Okay, and this comment also coming from Sabato Ken Amin says, no debate at all. Serwaa Nyarko have made it simple and clear. Gracias. Stella Kwame says, kudos to all. They played their parts well. Let the best school win. Concord Moore says, Serwaa Nyarko is a dream with, okay, I don't think it's too friendly. We can't share that, unfortunately. Daniel Jomo Frimpong gives OT fire emojis there. And finally, Amponsa Amos says, K Presec, no size. And so these are comments coming from you on social media. You can actually also send yours with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. But do remember, we are live still on radio, Love 99.5 FM. On TV, watch us on Joy Prime and Joy Learning on your multi-TV digital box. And also, make sure you are following this conversation. Thank you very much. We'll be back with more.
Yeah, we'll be back with the results right after we have heard from the chairperson and the ambassador for the Love FM President High School Debate for the year 2024. I never knew her middle name was Wilhelmina up until 2024. So please put your hands together for Mrs. Theodosia Wilhelmina Jackson.
Success is a process. That is why champions battle, struggle, move on, persevere to win the next time. All the messages on social media are wishes, and wishes are not horses. They were wishing you the best, but the best will come from Dave, and the Dave too will get the results from the judges. I wonder whether you listen to the lead judge when he gave you all the clues about the contest that flow naturally. That is the problem the youth of today face. You don't want to listen to instructions. And when we talk of obedience, it goes a long way to help you. So nobody should come and act. This is not a concert, and yet you want to act to the highest level. Please, those who will come back, learn a lesson from the results of today. Some of you might have done very well, but your posture, your body language, the way and manner you exhibited yourself may bring you down. And at the same time, you, the supporters, your behavior also counts. You may not be on the stage, but the way and manner you will giggle and so on and so forth will also affect your people who are on your behalf. So next time, let the better school win. And the better school has the chance to come again and stand here. And when you come, please comply with rules and regulations. I pray for all of you to win. There is no loser. Thank you, Dave, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Wilhelmina. I like that name too, you know. Should I say Auntie Wilhelmina, Mama Wilhelmina, Sister Wilhelmina, or dear Wilhelmina? Please put your hands together for our ambassador and our chairperson as well for the Love FM High School Debate. Arianom. Arianom. Thanks. Royal ladies, your results are with me. What did I say? Do you want to know what is written and printed on the sheet? Okay. For me, my job is simple. It's been presented to me to read it out like I've been doing, so I'm going to do just that right now. The school that was for the motion was Konongo Odumase Senior High School. So I'll read your results first. Our lead judge ran us through rules of engagement so you know what was required of the debaters. They've come, they've done their bit, and now the results. Let's begin with organization and clarity. One of our judges scored 23 for course. A judge scored 27. Another judge scored 28. 23, 27, 28 amounts to 78. Next, we have argument and development. With that, a judge scored 25, Another judge scored 25. Another also scored 25. 25, 25, 25 for argument and development amounts to 75. Effective use of rebuttal. A judge scored 9. Another judge scored 12. The other, well, says 10. 9, 12, 10 amounts to 31. Presentation style. One of our judges scored 12. The other scored 14. The other scored 11. So 12, 14, 11 amounts to 37. The role as a particular debater. A judge scored 9. One other scored 9. And the other scored 6. 9, 9, 6 amounts to 24. So to calculate your score, we have 78, 75, 31, 37, and 24, amounting to 245 for Konongo Odumase Senior High School. Let's now talk about Serwaa Nyarko Senior High School. Same style, beginning with organization and clarity. One judge says 24, the other says 26, the other says 22. 24, 26, 22 amounts to 72. Next, argument and development. One of the judges says 25, the other says 22, the final one says 20. 25, 22, 20 amounts to 67. Effective use of rebuttal. A judge says 4. The other judge scored 2. The other scored 6. 4, 2, 6 amounts to 12. Presentation style. A judge says 14. The other says 12. The other also scored 12. 14, 12, 12 amounts to 38. Role as a particular debater. A judge says 8. Another says 8. The final judge says 7, amounting to 23. So to calculate your score, 72, 67, 12, 38, 23 amounts to 212. With a unanimous decision, the school that makes it to the next stage of the Love FM High School debate, proudly sponsored by Pepsodent, is Konongo Odumase Senior High School. Now, great cause at this point in time would ask you to stand. And as you celebrate your victory for today, you sing one more time your school anthem, just to show that your debaters have done you proud and you are satisfied with the performance. If you don't mind, before you sing your school anthem, put your hands together for your debaters. With that out of the way, please sing your school anthem. Without any instrumentation, without the choir backing you, sing your own school anthem your own way on 3. 1, 2, go. All right, so settle down for us. Thank you very much, Konongo Odumase Senior High School. The 10th contest in the preliminary stage of the competition was between Osei Tutu Senior High School and Presby SHS Kwaman. Now the results. OT, they were for the motion. So we would read out their results first. We know that there's organization and clarity as part of the scoring. For that, one judge scored 20, the other judge scored 25, the other judge scored 27. 20, 25, 27 amounts to 72. By way of argument and development, one of the judges scored for OT 24, the other scored 24, the final judge scored 23. 24, 24, 23 amounts to 71. Let's now talk about effective use of rebuttals. One of the judges said 6. The other mentioned or wrote down 10. The other scored 8. 6, 10, 8 amounts to 24. By way of presentation style, one of the judges scored for OT 11. The other judge scored 12. The final judge scored 10. 11, 12, 10, that amounts to 33. Role as a particular debater. A judge scored for OT 7. Another scored 8. The final judge scored 7. So let's put your results or your scores together. 72, 71, 24, 33, 22 amounts to 222 for OT. Now we go to the scores for Presby SHS Kwaman. By way of organization and clarity, a judge scored for you 24. The other judge scored 25, and yet the other scored 26. 24, 25, 26 amounts to 75. By way of argument and development, one of the judges scored 26, the other scored 21, and then the final judge scored 23. 26, 21, 23, that amounts to 70. Let's move on to effective use of rebuttal. A judge scored 5, the other scored 4, the other scored 8. 5 plus 4 plus 8 amounts to 17. Presentation style for Presby SHS Kwaman. A judge scored 12, the other scored 11, and then the final judge scored 11 as well. So 12, 11, 11 amounts to 34. Role as a particular debater. For Presby SHS Kwaman, one of the judges scored for you 8, the other scored 7, the final judge scored 6. 8, 7, 6 amounts to 21. So with your scores 75, 70, 17, 34, and 21, totaling 217. So by a majority decision, Osei Tutu Senior High School wins today's contest and moves on to the 116th stage of the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate. Abrimpong. One more time, Abrimpong. Please stand. So at this point in time, once you're standing, we want you to celebrate your victory with your debaters. They've made you proud. I can see the smiles on your faces. The best way I know how you can celebrate your victory is for you to sing your school anthem. So on 3, if you don't mind, let's do this together. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations to you, OT. So we began the preliminary stage with 20 schools. We've had 10 contests. Now, at the time when we began last Wednesday, we had 4 schools seeded. The defending champions in Prempeh College, they were a seeded school. TIMAS, one-time winners of the competition, were also seeded. Then we had Asanteman Senior High School being seeded as well as Presby Bompata. Now, from Friday, they will be part of the main contest for the year 2024 edition of the Love FM Pepsodent High School Debate. Now, what I would like to do right now is to run you through some of the contests and the results that were recorded from last Wednesday. I want to do this because we made it known to you that two schools who may have lost but would have the highest score will be part of the main competition as we enter it on Friday. So we began with the Rich School 1966 facing off Adventist Senior High School. Now, Adventist Senior High School won that contest with 236 points as against the 225 of the Rich School. At the time, Rich School had the highest losing school or score. Then we had a contest between Ghana Muslim Mission and Upon Memorial. Now, Upon Memorial had 236, therefore advancing to the next stage of the competition. Ghana Muslim Mission had 217, so they lost out. The other contest was between Anglican Senior High School, that is CAS, and they faced off Efiakobi Senior High School. Anglican Senior High School had 235, and they won that contest as against the 214 points for Efiakobi Senior High School. Then we had a contest between Tepa Senior High School and Osei Tutu Senior High School. Ukes, as they are called, they had 232 points, and they won that contest as against the 215 for Tepa Senior High School. Then we had St. Hubert Seminary with 222 points, winning that contest between themselves and Kumasi Girls Senior High School, who had 201 points. Then Our Lady of Grace, they faced off Kumasi High School, one-time winners of the competition. Kumasi High School beat them as they got 228 points as against the 226 of Our Lady of Grace. They go by the name Olag as well. Now we had Opogowari School face off Church of Christ. Now OWAS had 257 points. They won that contest as against the 231 of Church of Christ. Then St. Louis Senior High School faced off with Kumasi Academy. St. Louis had 242 as against the 214 of Kumasi Academy. Now we already know the scores for today. So if you look at the scores that I have just mentioned, the two losing schools with the highest score are Our Lady of Grace, that is Olag, with 226 points, and then Church of Christ with 231 points. So these two schools are making it to the next stage of the competition. And I'm talking about Our Lady of Grace, that is Olag, and Church of Christ. Now, the balloting will be done this evening around 6:30. It's going to be via Zoom. So therefore, you know the schools that have made it to the main contest of the 2024 edition of the Love FM Pep Student High School Debate. To the schools that are not making it to the main contest, don't be worried about it. You give a very, very good account of yourselves. And I think at this point in time, they deserve a round of applause. We say thank you very much for being a part of this year's contest. Go prepare harder for next year's edition. Come back and do better. At this point in time, I'd like to say a big thank you to our panel of judges, Mama Lou, and of course, Dr. Peter Arthur, the Empress Man. Not forgetting my very own Mrs. Andrews. A round of applause for our judges. To the ambassador and of course to the chairperson of the debate, Mrs. Wilhelmina Jackson. A round of applause for her as well. Please show some love to our audiences on radio on Love 99.5. Make some noise. Let them know that you're here. Thank you. To those of our viewers on Facebook, make some noise. Let them know that you also enjoy yourselves here. And of course, to our audiences on television, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, we salute you all and we say thank you very much. At this point in time, I hand it over to Patricia Amabosu to wrap it up for all of us. Have a very good evening.
Thank you so much, David, and we are still here. We're finally speaking to our victors for the day. That is Konongo Odumase and Osei Tutu Senior High School. They have made it to the main stage of the 6th edition of the Love FM Pep Student High School Debate. And so, congratulations to all the other schools that have made it to the main stage, I must say. Let's speak now to our victors for the day. And Konongo Odumase, they say they have a very interesting story to share. I'm going to let this lady tell us. What did you want to say?
Okay, I would like to say that with everything so far so good is by thy grace. And so far as you put in much effort with whatever you are doing, with God by your side, you will succeed. So with God being by our side, we've won. That's it. Thank you.
Was it an easy motion for you? Is that what you'd say? Please draw closer to me.
Okay, it wasn't a very easy motion for us, but due to our commitment, our hard work, we were able to overcome the task at hand. We did. We came, we saw, and we've conquered.
I can assure you that you'll be meeting other great schools at the main stage. Are you ready for them?
We are more than ready. In fact, overly ready. For every other school we are going to meet in our next stage. And we are going to conquer them.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Let me speak to your patron now. And gentlemen, you were telling me that you guys have been in this drought and finally you are out of it today. What was the story like?
Okay, thank you. As an old boy, I'm not just happy, I'm elated, I'm gratified, I'm grateful, and I'm overjoyed. And what I would say is that Serwaa Nyarko gave us a good contest. But in the contest, there should be a winner. So that's why we are winners. But what I will say is that we are aiming for the ultimate. So we are going for the best. That's what I can say.
So I hear for about 3 years now, you guys were unable to get to the main competition. What was really lacking? What was the challenge?
Love FM's debate started with us. We were part of the pioneers. But along the line, something happened. It's a contest. And in the contest, there should be a winner. So we went back, we did our homework well, and now we are here. So we are going for the ultimate.
I see. Thank you so much, Konongo Odumase. We can speak to our students or our contestants from Osei Tutu and our patron now and find out from them how they also feel about this victory. And so, Oti, join me. Let's have this conversation right now. Your contestants and, of course, your patrons. Let's find out from them if you are ready for the bigger challenge ahead. Because I always say for these preliminaries, it's almost like a child's play. And are you ready?
Sure, I'm ready.
How prepared are you?
As we already said, our magnitude is God. But we know we've already won this contest, but we came here to add the finishing touches to it. That's all.
I see. Finishing touches, he says. And what do you want to say?
Well, actually, today's game wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy. It actually imposed a lot of work on us, and we did our research well. But hey, I thank God that we've won this contest. After all, it was my first time on the stage, and I'm really happy that we did our best, and the results proved positive on our side. So we just thank God in every situation. Yes.
Okay, let me speak finally to your patron and also take some few words from her. I can assure you that you are meeting equally good schools like yours at the main stage. What is the strategy from Osei Tutu?
We thank God for the win. We are strategizing. We are going to prepare our students. We've seen our flaws. Even though we won today, we've seen our flaws. We are going to work on it. The students I presented are first timers. So we are going to work on our flaws and we are going to meet them boot for boot.
I see. She says they are going to be the other schools boot for boot, but we can wish all of them well at this particular stage. That is the 12 schools that have made it to the main stage of the Love FM Pepsi High School debates. Once again, the 4 seeded schools will be joining. They include defending champions Prempeh College, one-time champion T.I. Amas, Presby Bompata, and also Asante Mai. We'd like to say thank you to the Ghana Education Service, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools CHAS, the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and of course the Christian Service University for all being part here of our collaborators. We couldn't have done it without you. We appreciate the love for you. We appreciate the love, of course, I must say, for listening to us on radio on Love 99.5 FM and watching us on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and also following us on social media with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. We'll be coming your way with the main competition. Don't go anywhere. Keep the conversation happening. My name is Patricia Mabonsu. We'd like to once again say Ayiko for joining us.